Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Sip of Courage. Here at SOC, we like to talk about things the mainstream media will never touch, or they'll lie about it. And we want to cover things outside the box. And today's episode, I got to be honest, very excited here. It's one I've been looking forward to for a long time. My name is Doug. My co-host Danny. We got Mr. Producer on the keyboard back there, and we're going to do it, guys. We've been talking about it for a little while, and we're finally going to do the Gematria episode, and I am thrilled.
That's your thing,
Sir?
bro. Gematria is your thing.
It's my bread and butter.
It's your style. We've been
One of
talking
them.
about it for years, you and I.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get it.
Perfect.
But we're going to work on that
It can
today.
be confusing. Very
Yeah.
confusing.
No, well, I do. Here's the thing. I do get a lot of it, and I think it's something that's actually been coming up a lot. I've been seeing it a lot in different places, different areas.
Yeah.
And, not to beat a dead horse here, but I'm going to say it again, and you're probably going to hear me say it 10 million more times.
Mm-hmm.
People are waking up.
It's glorious.
People are waking up. There's crazy stuff that people are talking
agree.
about. I'm hearing people talk about stuff
Yes.
that you and I have been talking about for years.
Yeah.
They're excited about it. They want to know more. They're out there digging. And the only thing that we can ask or hope for is that everybody does essentially what we're doing right now, which is question stuff, have a conversation, and be cool.
Yeah.
Like, instead of trying to murder everybody and being right and being angry and frustrated. And
Listen to everything.
That's it.
Take it all in. As much
listen.
information as you can. Use your discernment. Use your intuition to figure out truth.
Yes, and I hate to, be very cliche and hippie, but open your mind, bro.
I mean, the important things.
Open your mind.
The important things should be repeated.
Yes.
And I will say, I'm happy about this episode as well, because after today, I no longer have to explain this anymore.
I doubt that, but
hold on now, because I want to make this common knowledge, and
Yes.
I want you to know, I want people to know, the audience and you guys, I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not a math guy. Okay, but it's just like anything. It's something to learn.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, how do you learn it? Hopefully, I can go over that and explain some things, and I got some examples. We're going to talk about Kobe, because that's the thing that woke me up to this.
And a lot of people talk about Kobe. That's one that I'm excited about too, because I like it when
Kobe
we're
Bryant?
able. Yes, Kobe Bryant, right? The Kobe Bryant.
Not our friend Kobe.
Right, yeah, no, the Kobe Bryant. But I think that's a big one that a lot of people talk about.
Yeah, it's the one that got me.
And they talk about a lot of, and I'm hearing people talk about that, like, who I'm going, whoa, what, I'll pause them for a second. What do you mean by that? Or like, how did you find out about that? Or what made you, where was your interest in that?
Yeah.
And it shocked a lot of people. That being said, can you explain what Gematria, because I didn't even know what it was. I literally had like no idea what Gematria was.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand it, but
So
break it down for us a little.
for the last time, because going forward, this will be common knowledge, and we'll say refer to episode 8.
Yes,
if you want to know
absolutely.
what's going on with
Absolutely,
Gematria.
yes.
So Gematria is the ancient practice of coding letters into numbers, and when you do that, you find hidden connections between words through their numerical value that you wouldn't normally realize. A simple Google search will tell you what Gematria is. They were doing it in ancient times, ancient Greece, Kabbalah. They were all doing Gematria. But what Google will not tell you, or Wiki, is that it still happens today.
Right.
It's happening not just today, every day.
Right.
Just about every major news story, from celebrity deaths to major events, everything is going by this number code. And I want to shed light on how, to cipher this, because all it is really is code breaking.
Okay.
You're finding the hidden code through the numbers. So essentially what it is there's 4 main ciphers. Okay. I know I've talked about this before. This will be the last time.
Right.
So it's 2 ciphers, forward and reverse. So basically, the first cipher is alphabetical, very simple. Like ABC is 1, 2, 3, right?
Okay.
A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, all the way to Z equals 26, right?
Okay. I'm with you.
And then there's a reverse of that. Z equals 1, Y equals 2, X is 3, all the way to A is now 26.
Okay.
1 alphabetical cipher, forward and reverse, 2 totals.
All right.
Okay. The next major cipher is the Pythagorean cipher, or the cipher of the rules of numerology. And it's very similar to alphabetical. A is still 1, B is still 2, C is still 3, but there's no double digits, meaning when you get to J, the 10th letter, it's not 10, you add it together. So J equals 10, you add 1 plus 0 is 1. K,
Okay.
the 11th letter, 1 plus 1 is 2. L, the 12th letter, 1 plus 2 is 3.
All right.
Okay, and so on. So basically, that codes out to 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 8, and then the reverse of that.
Okay.
2 ciphers, forward and reverse, 4 totals.
Okay.
So when you hear me say this word equals different totals, that's why.
Okay. And then another question too. You mentioned numerology really quick. So it's my understanding that numerology is similar to this. They're not the same. They come from like
I'd say it's in
a
the
same
ballpark.
background. It's in the ballpark.
I would
Okay.
say so. Yeah. I mean,
Because I've been looking at a lot of numerology lately, and I've been seeing there's a couple people online on YouTube who do numerology, and they break down some stuff. So it's kind of interesting. And since you and I have always talked about Gematria, because that's your thing,
yeah.
you're the one who put me on that. So
Yeah.
I really didn't know about it until you started to talk about it. But I guess, like, if I could piggyback on that. So people say that there's people out there who always say everything is numbers, right? Like,
Yes.
word numbers. Like, everything is numbers. Like, numbers are the answer to the universe. Like, it's like the
Mathematics.
yeah, mathematics.
I agree.
Right. So
I
there.
agree.
So I'd say that this kind of falls into that realm, right?
Absolutely.
Somewhere inside of that realm.
In fact, the book of Kabbalah says, and I don't follow it, but I'm just saying, let me
Make
just be
that
clear
quick
here. Let me
disclaimer.
just be clear here. I have no agenda. I'm just pointing out the things that are factually true.
Right.
You can take one of these ciphers, you can write it out, and you can do the math yourself for any word you want, okay? But in today's age, thank God, we have calculators. There's Gematria calculators, okay? So you can go online, you can just type in Google Gematria calculator. That's what he's going to be using.
Yeah,
But
you put me on the app. I have.
Yeah.
I
but-
mean,
well, if you're like me,
I still don't know how to use it. I'm not a genius.
we're
here.
going to learn today. But if you're like me and you want, I do deep dives on this stuff, I prefer the app. You can go on Android or iPhone, Play Store, Gematria calculator. It's usually the second one from the top, but it's a red square with a giant white G in the middle. That's the one I use.
Okay.
And what I like about that is you can stack the words on top of each other and see how they, like, in a row connect. I don't know if you think you can do that on the online one, but whatever.
And then also too, to get this out of the way,
Please.
because this is one of those things, so we could just move past it.
Let's do it.
What
We're
do
moving
you say,
forward today.
Yeah. What do you say to people who go? Because I wondered this. I'll be honest with you. You know, like, I mean, obviously, I don't think you're full of it, but I just wonder. Right, my brain goes. This is what we do. You know,
We
like,
question things.
for everyone out there who doesn't understand how he and I operate, we question each other a lot, but we never fight, we never argue, we
Conversate.
have conversations
Converse?
and we converse. Yeah, we converse and we try to grow together. We try
Sorry.
we try to understand things. We try to get better together. We always, even if I don't understand what he's saying and vice versa, we still try to work on that. So that's
There's
one
respect.
yes, there's a level of respect and an understanding. So, and this was my initial thought too, you know, and then other people were saying it. What do you say to people who say, well, you can find whatever number you want,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is like, okay, yeah, well, if I start adding numbers, I could find that too, or I could do this, or I could do that. Like, what is kind of your take on that?
So this may surprise you, but I hear that a lot.
Right. I would imagine, yeah.
The thing about it is these 4 ciphers that I said
Mm-hmm.
are locked in place. So there are other ciphers that can be used.
Okay.
I'm not using them today. I might throw in a little satanic gematria. But the point is the 4 ciphers are locked in place, and the numbers are just going to be what the numbers are. And
Okay.
so essentially, just like the JFK thing,
Right.
we gave all these examples of all these coincidences, quote unquote,
Right.
and it's up to people to decide, is this really just happening naturally,
Right.
or is there something more at play?
Okay.
So we're going to present a lot of information today. And again, I leave it to you guys. I leave it to the audience. It's up to you.
So you're basically saying it's like, this is, I'm using a specific equation almost, right? And what I mean by that are the what you call them, ciphers, right?
Yep.
So you
Yep.
have these ciphers, and you're doing the math off of these particular ciphers, right?
Correct.
So then you're saying that even that no matter how you feel about it, there's the math is there. And what I mean by that is it's like, okay,
It's either
I'm saying
there
1
or
plus
it
1 is
isn't.
2, or I'm saying 1 plus 0 is 1 because and I'm just using that as an example.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying you're just doing that simple math.
Yeah.
And then you're going from there. And then and then based off of that, that's where, you go.
Right.
So you're not necessarily searching for an answer to, like, let's say you want to look at like a number, right? You're saying, I'm not trying to get to 6. I'm saying that 3 plus 3 equals 6. Is that kind of, do you get what I mean? Like,
right,
was I clear there?
It's
or
like,
no? Like,
so when an event happens and you look into it,
right?
You type in several things like the person's name involved or the date, and then you see what the totals are, and there's either something or there isn't.
Okay.
So when you've been doing,
okay.
and by the way, I've been doing this for 4 years now, pretty steadily, and so it's good that you guys are kind of in the same boat as the audience, to ask questions and stuff. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, you'll rattle stuff off to me that's so fast, and I'm like, how did you even do that? I don't even.
And I'm going to
understand.
try and not do that today.
Yeah.
But it just when you learn it, it comes naturally. And I will say this: if I'm very skeptical, I don't know if you've noticed that.
Really. Really?
Just a little bit.
That's
I'm just a
weird.
little skeptical. So when I look into anything, there's either something there or there isn't. You know me pretty well. I wouldn't have been doing this for the last 4 years if I didn't think there was nothing there.
Oh no, this is your thing for sure.
And the thing that woke me up was the Kobe Bryant event.
Okay.
To Gematria.
To Gematria.
To
okay.
Gematria specifically.
Okay? I don't even know if I knew that, to be quite honest with you. I didn't know if that was like what
That's
brought
what got
you
me
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So, unless you got something else, anybody?
Go for it. Fire away, dude. Yeah.
I'll just throw in a few questions in there, like intermittently.
Absolutely. So basically, I had originally heard about Gematria in 2018. Shout out to Tinfoil Hat, my favorite podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. Shout out to Sam Tripoli, Johnny Woodard, and Xavier Guerrero.
Okay.
I learned a lot watching that pod, Tinfoil Hat. Check it out. I watch it on Rockfin. Anyways, in 2018, well, I don't know when he was on the show, but in 2018, I saw this particular episode where he had a guest on named Zachary Hubbard. And this was his thing. He was talking about Gematria. And just like most people, he had me at first, and then he lost me. And I was gone because of the numbers. It gets too much, and you're just like, what the hell is going on? And so, Mr. Producer, can you Google one thing for me, please?
What are we looking at here?
I forgot to tell you to Google something. Can you Google the Prince song, Prince, I Would Die For You?
Like the lyrics?
No, just the title, I Would Die For You by Prince.
Prince, another controversial death.
Yeah.
Like a lot of crazy stuff with Prince too.
Sure.
There's stuff all around Prince, man. It's crazy.
What are we looking at?
Just the title, Prince, I Would Die For You. Okay, so my eyes are shot. So right up there, do you see the official title? It says, I Would Die. He doesn't spell out for you. He writes the number 4 and the letter U. You see that?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. So now that we know the alphabetical cipher, we know that the letter U is the 21st letter in the alphabet. Okay. So now, since he titled it funny,
right?
He could have just wrote out I Would Die For You and spelled it, but he specifically wrote I Would Die, the number 4, the letter U. The letter U is the 21st letter in the alphabet. Now you can read it, I Would Die 421. And I think I'll give you guys 3 guesses. Can you tell me the date that Prince died?
I have no idea.
April 21st, 421. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Right in the song, and by the way, when you read the lyrics of the song, I know it just was a catchy pop song. He's literally, it's about Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's singing from where he's Jesus Christ. Blasphemous? I think so.
Yeah.
But I'm not religious, but it's a little weird.
Interesting. I never knew that one.
I never did either.
Okay. All
So he's singing as he's Jesus Christ. He wrote out the title, Weird, I Would Die, 421. He dies on April 21st. And not only that, that's Queen Elizabeth's birthday. So when he died, they were celebrating Queen Elizabeth in the UK with purple, the color purple everywhere, all over there.
Okay.
But because he died, they had purple in Canada and the US, all over the world.
When he died.
when he died.
Okay.
To me,
I never realized how big Prince was, to be honest with you. I know that sounds
Listen,
ridiculous.
a prince died on the Queen's birthday, and now everybody's rocking the purple. To me, it was
Right.
all a royal family ritual. But that's just me.
Okay.
Anyways, that's one of the first things I heard from Zachary Hubbard, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Why would he title it like that? But as the episode went on, I just white noise. I was like,
It happens.
He
yeah.
completely lost me. Okay.
It happens.
But what ended up happening is on January 26th of 2020, Kobe Bryant died.
Okay.
And I was at work. It was in the morning. And somebody told me Kobe Bryant died. I was like, shut up. And they're like, no, seriously, it was in a plane crash. They got it wrong at first.
Right.
Okay, that's what they told me. First thing out of my head, Lakers are going to win the finals. Now, this was the first major event that I had heard after like waking up. There's no good term for
I
that,
get it. Right,
and that's
yeah.
on purpose.
I'm with you.
That's on purpose. So usually when I hear about an event like that, like 9/11 or certain mass events, casualty events, it hits you and you're scarred from it. When I heard that Kobe passed on that morning, I felt nothing, and literally my first instinct was the Lakers are going to win the finals. And then I knew something else.
Why? Why did you feel that? Just
I don't know.
It that was just something that you felt. It just came over you.
Just popped in my head.
Okay.
What a timely death.
Got it.
It just seemed like something that would naturally happen now.
Everyone remembers. Kobe's one of those events, which is why I like that we're talking about it. We try to make sure that we're talking about stuff that everybody can kind of relate to. Obviously we understand there's an audience and we want people to know.
Yeah.
But Kobe, man, I remember where I was at. I remember everything. I remember watching.
Yeah, I remember where I was at too. That's weird.
I remember where I was at. So my buddy goes, dude, Kobe Bryant died. And I'm like, nah.
That's the first thing I think.
Yeah, like, nah.
Shut up.
I'm like, I don't think so, dude. And he goes, no, seriously. He goes, I just got this message from so-and-so, whomever. And I'm like, come on. We were about to have brunch. Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember, dude, I remember this to the T. Now, I don't remember the date, but it's like, I remember the feeling. I remember the incident, right? Mm-hmm. So we're at the bar. We're waiting to have brunch. As this is going on, he says this, and he's the first one to say it. I'm like, no way. And then I start looking around the bar. And as I'm looking around the bar, I'm watching people. Ding, 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 ding. And then it comes up on the TV. But it was wild to watch people find out live. Like, I was watching. They're strangers. I didn't know who they were. Like, I'm getting chills right now talking about it.
It's weird, man.
Bizarre experience because I'm watching people live and I'm looking at their, and I'm like, I'm messed up. So, like, I love, like, just having human experience. Like, I'm a weirdo. So I'm like, oh, this is like, kind of like an experiment. Like, I've never experienced anything like this before. Like, I'm watching people and I'm looking at faces and I can't hear their conversations, but I know exactly what they're talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a weird thing. I'm looking at people like elbow each other at the bar, showing like, and I'm watching it and I'm going, holy shit, it's real. So you know what I mean? Like, because I'm seeing people.
Yeah, you were watching it go down in real time.
Really
and
bizarre.
What's weird is I was at work. So I was at work, and I was told this. Again, I felt nothing because in my freaking intuition, I guess you could call it, so I knew something was off. I knew immediately when the person who told me was like, no, for real. I knew something was off, especially when they said it was a plane crash. Of course, we were learning it was a helicopter, but I was like, So I knew something was off. And what also struck me was the sadness I was seeing people feel around me.
Yes.
And I felt nothing.
Right.
And the other thing I knew, and I knew this too, moments later as I was processing it, I said, when I get out of work, I'm going to go look on the internet. And I'm going to see a bunch of weird stuff, a bunch of conspiratorial stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be very mysterious and like weird about the event and all that. I knew that was going to happen.
Right.
As soon as I went and looked on the internet. And son of a gun, I was right. So here's some weird things that happened on that, leading up to this. And some of this is a little bit of predictive programming, as we've discussed, but I don't want to dwell on that too much. I'm just going to say we're going to do a predictive programming episode.
We have to.
But these things right here fall into that category. So first of all, did you know the Lakers had a Kobe helicopter toy?
No.
It was a Lakers
When was this? Was this like pre or post?
pre.
Okay.
It was a Lakers helicopter toy, and it was, Kobe Bryant's name on it.
Right. Number.
Then they actually made him. You can Google Kobe helicopter toys. Then they had a toy with him as the helicopter.
Okay.
So it was his body with the freaking thing
Right,
coming
yeah.
out. And he's not the only NBA player that had a helicopter toy after him, but he is the only one that died in a helicopter crash.
Well, he was kind of famous for that because I guess the traffic in
L.A.
LA is so terrible.
Horrendous. He would
that
use it all
he
the
would
time.
use the helicopter, and it wasn't uncommon for him to be in a helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
And he kind of, I don't want to say he started that trend. There were, it's not like, oh, Kobe created helicopters, but like, he was very famous for that. And it was,
Yes.
and a part of it was because he felt like he could get to work faster and he could get to the gym faster. So he was very, very
He was known for
known
traveling
to
in a
travel in a
helicopter.
helicopter. Yes.
2 toys named after him for having a helicopter. Can you Google also, please, Black Mamba movie poster? So he did this Nike mini movie where he was, it's like a 5-minute long movie. He's talking to the director, Robert Rodriguez, about he wants to do an action movie. They're sitting in an office. Do you know about this?
I know he was getting involved in movies. I know that part.
Yeah, can you pull that
Inside
one up?
of retirement, right? That was like kind of his thing. Hollywood was like his thing.
Yeah.
Whoa, I just had a crazy thought. That's what LeBron does now. And LeBron's on the Lakers, and he does movie stuff now.
We're going to get to it.
Ooh, that just popped in my head right
We're gonna
now,
get to
dude. Wow, okay.
So he's got
okay.
this mini movie, and you see right here in the poster, look at his right shoulder. There's a helicopter on fire.
Right.
Okay? So in the mini movie, he's talking to Robert Rodriguez about the movie they want to do, and as they're talking about it, there's enacting scenes of it. And in the end of the thing, Kanye West plays the bad guy, and Kobe's on the roof of a building with a basketball that turns into a bomb, and he throws the basketball bomb at Kanye in the helicopter, and that helicopter explodes.
Okay.
More helicopter stuff. Can you look up Black Mamba logo?
I like to point out that I refer to my very crappy vehicle as the Black Mamba.
Do you?
It's a terrible car, but no, actually, it's actually
long
a
as
great
you're
car.
having-
I'm not going to give too much promotion on there because we don't get paid by them. But it's funny that I call it the Black Mamba. It's old.
As long
it's
as you're having
2012.
fun,
I love the
that's
Black
all
Mamba.
that matters.
Black Mamba's been
Okay.
through a lot.
look at the Black Mamba logo. So to me, all this alone would be nothing. But now, knowing all this other helicopter stuff, if you see down the middle, it looks like you're looking at a helicopter from the top. You see the skinny body going down, and you see the
yeah.
blades going
Yeah,
across.
I could see
okay?
that.
So another thing kind of showing a helicopter. And then this was one of the biggest ones. There was the Comedy Central show, Legends of Chamberlain Heights. You guys know about this one?
I want to say it sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Kobe Bryant, Comedy Central, helicopter crash. So basically, it was an animated show. I don't think it was very popular. But when this happened, people were like, whoa,
Right,
what
what's
about
going on
this?
here? Yeah.
Right? And so basically, in the episode, you go to images. And guys, we'll try our best to put the images up on the screen, but at a certain point, it's like we're telling you what to Google. Just Google it. I promise you. That's why we're saying Google these things, and you'll
Right.
find it. So if you scroll back up. See how so what happened in the episode is he crashed in a helicopter,
Right.
and he's holding his NBA trophies,
Right.
and the kids are like, come on, Kobe, we'll help you out of the helicopter. You just got to give up the trophy. And he's like, no way. And that helicopter explodes.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it is. So that's another helicopter, a lot of helicopter stuff going on with
I mean,
Kobe.
like you can definitely put together like the helicopter stuff and say, okay, whatever, but and be like, oh, okay, helicopter, yeah, duh, he rode in a helicopter, like we're just doing. But man, I don't know if I'd want to joke around about how much a vehicle that I'm in constantly crashes and
cool with
burns.
it.
Like I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. That's a
Hey,
little.
can you lay off that? Because it's
Yeah.
happening a lot all
Well, that's
around
what
me.
I'm saying. Yeah, right. Like at a certain point,
Kinda
you'd be like,
weird.
"Hey, listen, can I stop dying in a helicopter, please? Like, can we do something else here?"
Another
That's
thing,
weird. I never knew that.
Yeah. Another thing, those couple of days when he died, I don't know if you know this, if you Googled Kobe Bryant death, they don't have it anymore because after the first 2 days, they got rid of it. When you Googled Kobe Bryant death, it came up Kobe assassination date in Google.
Come on. Stop.
Wish I could have screenshot it.
Do you have a day that came up? Like, do you remember?
I mean, it would have been his death date. So January 26th, 2020, or the 27th. I want to say it lasted those 2 days.
Why would that
maybe
come
to
up
the 28th
as assassination?
in Google?
Come on.
And then it just
That's
went to
creepy,
and then it just
dude.
went to Kobe Bryant death.
That's creepy.
That's one that
Super
kind of
creepy.
slipped through the cracks.
What
with
did you
that.
look up?
Wow.
Kobe Bryant death.
And can I say this? I was a big Kobe Bryant fan. Great basketball player.
Yeah,
In my opinion, closest thing to Jordan we'll ever see.
since our guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I don't want anybody to think we're bashing, Kobe. I loved Kobe. But
Again,
this is something that
pointing out
everybody
facts.
talks about. Like,
Pointing out
so
facts.
many people have talked about what I guess I'll describe it as like the mystery around Kobe Bryant's death, right? Like,
Yeah,
all the crazy stuff. First of all, absolute tragedy. You know what I mean? And then
course.
his daughter was with him, which is
horrible,
terrible.
horrible.
So I sort of put
you know
that
how
out there really
anything
quick.
involving children
No.
is just
Bad.
stop.
Always.
But another thing that happened that was kind of weird. So that's all the helicopter stuff, and there's a little, kind of a lot there. But what happened the night before he died? I don't know if you guys recall. The night before he died, LeBron James on the Lakers surpassed him in
Yes.
all-time scoring.
I do know about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know where he did it? In Kobe's hometown of
Yes.
Philadelphia. Okay?
Oh, that I didn't know. I thought they were in L.A.
No.
Oh.
They were in Philadelphia.
Creepy.
Here's something interesting.
Come on.
The Lakers, if you don't know basketball, the Lakers are in the Western Conference and the Philadelphia 76ers are in the Eastern Conference, which means they only play each other twice a year out of 82 games, and the Lakers only play Philly once. So once out of 82 games just happened to be the game that LeBron James beats him in all-time scoring, dropping Kobe to fourth. This will be important later. LeBron goes to third. Kobe drops to fourth place in all-time scoring. The next day he's dead.
Come on. I knew about the scoring thing. There's some, obviously bizarre, but I didn't realize it was in Philly.
In Philly. 1 out of 82 games.
Wow.
Just so happened. And Kobe was there.
Okay, so here's the thing. I knew about all this drama. I mentioned it earlier that a lot of people are about this. A lot of people are interested in it, which is really why I wanted to do the episode, we
Yeah.
talked about it obviously, and I wanted to do this episode
Yes.
because I feel like it's something that a lot of people are interested and curious about, and I think we're going to spark some.
I hope
Some
so.
curiosity.
Man. I hope so.
But I'm learning too, just like the last episode we did, the JFK episode, which I personally loved, but
That was fun.
it was really good. I love it when we're like kind of learning stuff live together. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's it's interesting.
It's
man.
good
Like
shit.
it's crazy, dude. Because there's stuff I know, but like this is next level, man.
So, Mr. Producer, I know you're hard at work trying to find that Kobe assassination date.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But let's go. So okay, real quick. So all that stuff was there. I knew I was going to find a bunch of weird shit, right?
This
I
is
knew
wild,
it.
man.
And that's all the shit I found.
This is wild.
But then, after having heard about and watched Zachary Hubbard on Tinfoil Hat 2
Right.
years before,
Right?
the Gematria went in one ear and right out the other.
Uh-huh.
In my searching for stuff, Zachary Hubbard's video popped up. And he was breaking down the goddamn numbers to this thing. And that's what fucking got me.
Now, who's the
So-
Zachary Hubbard guy again?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay, perfect. Good. All right. Let's
Zachary
find out.
Hubbard has Gematria is this thing. He does it every day, like all day.
Okay, he's like Rain Man. He's just
Yeah,
crushing numbers.
He's been doing it. And what got him, he says, is the 9/11 event. Why are these numbers all encoded with that? All right, okay?
People talk about that too, right?
Hey,
That's another one.
That's going to be its own episode
Man,
because it's
dude.
too much.
This
right?
stuff creeps me out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like some of it really creeps me out.
Yeah. So he found it. He was questioning the numbers, and then he came across Manly P. Halls. You know Manly P. Hall, a 33rd degree Freemason.
Sounds weird, man. Okay.
So this dude was around in like the 20s,
Man,
maybe.
P. Hall.
Yeah. He's got a book called The Secret Teachings
It
of
kinda
All Ages.
sounds like a gay bar.
Whatever you're into.
Hey, I don't know. It's the first thing that went to my mind.
Just don't hurt
What's wrong with
anybody.
me?
Right.
You know, that's where my mind
Consenting
went.
adults.
Right.
Do whatever the fuck you want. So if you want to pee down someone's hall. So anyways,
While
So
being
anyways,
a man, it's your call.
Manly P. Hall has a book called The Secret teachings of all ages, and that's when Zachary Hubbard found out about Gematria, this ancient coding system. And so that sent him down the path. And by the way, I have his book here. He's got 2 books, but this is the one I have. The other one is on the internet, and I'm too dumb to even deal with that.
Okay, so that one's called Number Games.
This one's called Number Games, from 9/11 to the Rona.
Ooh, the Rona. That's another one that went numbers. People were talking about numbers.
So listen, there has to be a part 2 to this because there's a ton of stuff. This is endless, okay?
Well, no, I know.
Endless.
That's what's crazy about this. Yeah.
So we're not even be able to touch the Rona today.
Right.
But we will.
Again, this is something that's going to always come up inside of our podcast for
So
sure
anyways.
because it's your thing.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, Number Games by Zachary Hubbard. Got it off Amazon, $20 maybe, okay? Wealth of information. So, and like I said, I came across his Kobe video, and that's what got the ball rolling. But before I start getting into that, I asked you guys separately, I asked you to Google some stuff,
Yes.
and then I asked you, Mr. Producer, to put some stuff in the Gematria calculator, right?
Yep.
Let's show some quick examples, right? Because people are skeptical. That's good. Be skeptical, always. But listen to your intuition, okay? And formulate your own opinion, but just listen to the information, okay?
Right. Exactly.
So-
Open-minded, always.
I asked you when the CDC was established. Centers for Disease Control. They call it the CDC. When was it established?
Not a fan. All right, let's see.
It's
here.
part of a
I just
whole-
had to put that up there.
Yeah,
Once I'm not even gonna get into it. That's a whole other episode right there. Just
Part of the Rona.
insanity. Yes, exactly. That's a whole other episode. All right.
Oh, yeah. So when
The
was the
CDC
CDC established?
Was established July 1st, 1946 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Perfect. July 1st. Like 7/1, right? July is the 7th
I
month.
guess. Okay, July's the 7th month.
Yes.
So the first was 7/1.
So 7/1.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Producer, I asked you to type CDC in the Gematria calculator. Is there a number that stands out?
Here we go.
107117.
So one of the numbers in one of the 4 ciphers is 71.
Yep.
So CDC equals 71, established 7/1. Okay?
Interesting. All right.
The next one I asked you to do, DMX's death date. The rapper, DMX.
Big fan.
He had some
Big
good
fan.
stuff back in the day. Sad what ended up happening
It
to
was,
him.
you know, and he was so big, dude. Love DMX. Big fan.
Yeah. So
All right, let's see
DMX's
here.
death date,
That's going to be April 9th, 2021.
okay, so April 9th. April is the 4th month on the 9th day, like 4/9.
Okay.
Some people might not know, DMX is short for Dark Man X.
Correct.
Okay, so I asked you to type in Dark Man X. Is there a number that stands out?
49.
It equals 49. His death date, April 9th,
April is the 4th month of the year,
Yeah.
right? And then 9th.
the 9th
okay.
day, so
All right.
49. I also asked you to look up Tupac Shakur's death date.
Another famous rapper. Very good.
Mhm.
September 13th, 1996.
That is correct. So here in the U.S., we mostly put the month in front of the day.
Okay.
But in the military and in most of the world, they put the day in front of the month.
Okay.
So you're saying the September 13th, a lot of the world will say the 13th of September. So the 13th day of the 9th month, like 13/9. Is there a number that stands out in the Gematria calculator?
139.
So Tupac Shakur's name equals his death date as well.
All right, so let me ask you this. Number one, when these numbers come up, right? And I'm a simpleton, so bear with me here.
Of course.
When these numbers come up, how
Not
are
that
they?
you're a simpleton, but
Well, yeah.
I'm listening to you.
Of course,
I
I
know,
didn't even
fucking-
catch that.
Yeah, you
yeah,
are.
I've known you a long time. You're a real idiot. Yeah.
I caught myself.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got
appreciate
you.
it. So when this number comes up, how are you deciphering the number? Like what gives you the number? Like right now, we're looking at Tupac Shakur. Like you type that in,
And
right?
there's the 4 ciphers.
And then there's
The
okay.
4
So we're
totals.
looking at the ciphers.
Yeah,
okay,
you're
so-
looking at the cipher totals.
Got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
so what you're doing is you're saying inside of one of those ciphers, that number pops up.
Not always. It depends.
But in
Right.
this particular case,
Right.
okay, so in this particular case, you're going boom. So that's how. See, okay, now I'm learning. So
There you go.
that's how you're saying you can correlate a number here or a number there inside of one of the ciphers.
Yes.
Got it. Okay,
And these are
that's
the
what I
same
wasn't
4
understanding.
ciphers we're using. The whole time.
Now I get it. Okay. All right.
So in
I'm
the
understanding
alphabetical, so that's the first cipher. In the alphabetical, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way to Z is 26, when you write out Tupac Shakur, it equals 139, like 13-9, and he died on 13-9.
Got
13th
it.
of September.
Now I'm understanding.
Boom.
Okay.
I love it. The next one I ask you to look up, please, is Steve Irwin's death date. And many of you may remember Steve
Also
Irwin.
a legend.
Yeah. He was the crocodile hunter, right?
His kids are doing it now. I think it's his son and his daughter.
I hope they stay away from the fucking stingrays.
Scary stuff, dude.
So
All
Steve Irwin's death date?
September 4th, 2006.
September 4th, like 9-4, right? The 9th month, September
I'm
4th,
with you.
9-4. And then I asked you, Mr. Producer, to type in his nickname, his famous name, the Crocodile Hunter. Is there
Right.
any number that stands out?
94.
94. Wow. The Crocodile Hunter equals his death date as well. Then I asked you to look up, and we're not going to get into this topic, people, but I asked you to look up, when was abortion made legal in the U.S.?
Give me a second here. Okay.
The date.
January 22nd, 1973.
That's right. January 22nd, like 122.
Okay.
January's the first month, 22nd day, like 122. And Mr. Perfect, abortion equals
122.
boom.
Wow.
Coincidence? We'll keep going.
Wow.
Then I asked you to look up,
Let's see here.
when was the Bavarian Illuminati established? Now, the Illuminati, oh my God, they're the ones behind it all. The Bavarian Illuminati.
That is May 1st, 1776.
That's right. May 1st. May is the 5th month and the first day, like 5-1.
Okay.
Okay. And then, Mr. Producer, I asked you to look up Adam Weishaupt because he is who founded the Bavarian Illuminati. Okay. Adam Weishaupt. And what does his name equal?
51.
51.
Come on.
And here's some more stuff I'll tell you just for the, I think I'm establishing
This is wild.
that I know what I'm saying, right?
Well, yeah, you're breaking it down.
So
this is crazy.
So
though.
Adam Weishaupt equals 51. The Illuminati is what? Is the mysterious conspiratorial force, right? So
Okay.
here's some other things that equal 51. Adam Weishaupt equals 51. Bavarian Illuminati established 5-1. Conspiracy equals 51. Tinfoil hat equals 51. Moon equals 51. Don't forget about Area 51. The fucking aliens. All that
Area
shit.
51, bro.
All
I like
coincidences.
that. That's pretty good, dude. I like this.
All right, we're breaking some shit down, I want to show these examples to show, maybe I know what I'm talking about. So then I asked you, there's a band called Slipknot, and not only that, Slipknot literally has a song called Gematria, the killing name.
Come on.
Not many people know about Gematria, and they have a song called Gematria, the killing name.
What?
The first person to die in that band was named Paul Gray, and I asked you,
Wait, several people have died from that band?
yeah, a couple.
I don't know
people
much
have
about
died.
it. I mean, it's a band, like drugs and stuff. Like,
There's stuff behind them. They're saying
Really?
the lead singer's connected to these secret societies and shit like that.
Come
I
on.
don't know. I don't know the guy, but what I do
well, but
know
he's
is
talking about Gematria, right?
they
He's
have
the
a
lead
song
singer,
called
right?
Gematria, the killing
Wow.
name. They must know a little something.
Okay.
And it just so happened the first person in the band that died was named Paul Gray. Could you tell me how old he was when he died?
When he died, he was 38 years old.
He was 38 years old. And then I asked you to type in Paul Gray.
Just his
And
name.
what does his name, some number?
38.
38.
Dude.
His name equals 38.
Dude.
His death age. And this
Oh
band
my
knows about
God.
Gematria. Can I tell you some other
That's
words that equal
insane.
38? Death equals 38. Killing equals 38. RIP equals 38. Murder equals 38. To kill equals 38. Think of a 38 special. All right? This band knows about Gematria, and this is what they put, and this is what happened to their
And
bass
they right,
player.
and then they talk about it. All right, so I have one more question here.
Please.
So inside of these ciphers,
Yes.
is there a cipher that is more important, or that is one that's like considered like a higher end of cipher or something like that? Does that kind of make sense or no?
Yeah, no. So they say, Manly P. Hall says it's the numerology one.
Okay.
The one where it's 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 8.
Okay.
That's what he says.
That's what he says, right?
But Zachary Hubbard, through his studies, was looking, and you're gonna find stuff in that cipher. I promise you that.
I mean, this is bizarre, dude, because I never understood. Because you've shown me this a bunch of times. Now I'm actually starting to kind of find a realm of what
I
you're
love
talking
it.
about.
Yeah.
Because I was still always confused by it, but now I'm getting
It's very
it. 'Cause
confusing.
When you go on the calculator, and a lot of people can't see this because we're doing whatever.
That's
But-
why I tell you, get your app, open a web page, do this shit yourself, type in everything I've said, Google everything we say.
Right. So
Fact
what
check
we're looking at are the ciphers together, right? The 4 ciphers. Am I right? And
Yeah.
Stop me if I'm wrong here.
No, you're right.
We're looking at the 4 ciphers on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're typing in a name, and inside of that name or whatever it is, in one of those 4 ciphers, we're finding this number. And I just want to
Not
make that part
always.
clear. Not always,
Not
but I'm saying in
always.
this particular case, right?
Yes.
In this particular case, and the stuff that we're talking about,
Yeah.
we're finding that number in one of the 4 ciphers.
Yeah.
Okay, see, because I wasn't understanding that. Because even when you would show it to me, I'm like, I don't get it, dude. Like, what are you talking about? There's a bunch of numbers up there. Now I'm
Yeah.
understanding. Okay.
Dude, and that's the point I want to try to make is like, I didn't fucking get it either.
Right.
You know what I mean? I knew about it for 2 years and it was just like, bleh. But then when I was, really breaking down the Kobe thing, and we're going to get to it right now.
Yeah.
That's what fucking got me. So,
I have a
but
question.
I wanted to show these examples to show like how weird it is that all these people's death dates
It's
are
really-
included in their fucking name.
Dude, it's really creepy, man. Like, this is next
love
level
it.
creepy. Wow.
Oh, it's going to get creepier.
Okay, so there's all these different ciphers, right? And obviously certain like gematria people could kind of like have their go-to.
It's these 4.
Yeah, okay.
But there are other ciphers, yeah.
So if like the powers that be either communicated or did their agenda or whatever, showing gematria, I guess why would they use so many different ciphers as opposed to just one?
So it's code breaking. And so they hide shit in their little ways that they fucking do. Okay? That's my best example. Now, here's the other thing. In a way, I'm glad you asked that, because what I get a lot too, like when I like now I'm showing you some shit, right?
Right, yeah,
And
no,
it's
it's pretty
getting
crazy.
weird, right?
Yeah, it's super weird.
A lot of times I get the question, well, like, why? Or like, because once a lot of people are faced with this type of mind-blowing information, they want to stop and be like, well, why are they doing this? Who's doing this? Why are they doing this? Stuff like
Right.
that. And the bottom line is, the truth is, I don't know, because I'm not in that club.
Right. Right.
Okay? I don't know people's motives. I don't know the exact anything. Okay?
Right.
But what I can do, and have gotten good at doing, is pointing out this is happening.
Right. And finding
This
those
is real.
numbers
This is
inside
happening.
of things.
Yeah.
Right.
And then think
The
of that.
correlations.
Think of that. It's like a mental block where like being presented with stuff where it's like you don't want. See, you have an open mind. So
Yeah,
but a lot of people are just like, well, it's too much. I don't want to.
Well, that's how I was when you first started talking about it. Like,
Yeah.
when you first started talking about it, like, I never, like, we never try to, like, we love to bust balls. Like, that's huge. Like, we got to do
You
that.
have
Like,
to.
it's mandatory, right?
That's how you grow.
That's how you get better, right? But you would start explaining, and I, like you said earlier, the white noise. Like, I would get lost. Like, you would start just rambling off numbers to
Yeah.
me, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about anymore. But now this is now I'm starting to get it, and I've seen, to be perfectly clear, you've shown me this calculator 1,000,000 times. And
I've been doing this for 4 years.
Dude, this is the first time I'm finally understanding any of it, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Like, now I'm getting it.
Well, we have the show, and now it's like we can sit down and really,
we can sit and really
look at
break it down,
Yeah.
right, 'cause
Because
me
when
and
we're
you are
out at a
always-
party or we're hanging
we're
out
all
with the
over the
boys,
place.
like, nobody
Right,
fucking
yeah,
wants to hear this
exactly.
shit.
Right.
You know?
You're like, hey, you know what the Gematria thing is?
Yeah.
And I'm like, please tell me. I've confused me.
Yeah.
But now I'm totally getting it.
But I say, like, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's not happening. You know what I mean? Like, there's a
Correct.
ton of shit my dog does every day that I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? But
Why is she
she's
doing
doing
that?
it.
Right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? She
there's a
goes
reason.
nuts sometimes, but she's still doing it. I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, yeah, it's just more like I guess you answered it just by saying like you don't really know. Like,
I don't know. And that's the bottom line. And then there's theories that I have, of course, but I'm pointing out that this shit is happening, and we're going to get to it. Unless you guys got more
No.
questions.
Dude,
yeah, because it's just like a short follow up, real quick. So
Yeah.
let's say hypothetically, because there are all these ciphers, per se.
Mhm.
So I guess like are they all just kind of like credible, or is there like like we stated, there's like the 4 main ciphers that you use, ciphers that other ones use. So is it just kind of like, how do you know it's a credible cipher and like not just kind of like, let's say me deciding 1 = 20, 2 = 40, and then just going off of like that, like just me deciding my own cipher, creating it, and somehow things fit.
I would say that I haven't seen anything. I've been looking at this for a long time. I haven't seen anything say that this cipher is horseshit. You can make your own cipher. Try to work.
Cipher,
You can try and design your own cipher. I guess you could, of course.
Right.
But I think it get kind of tricky, especially when there's all these moving parts. Like the Tupac Shakur's got nothing to do with the Crocodile Hunter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in the
right.
same 4 ciphers, they both have their death dates predicted and different numbers.
And not only that, but like I guess there's going back to what I was talking about earlier about how numbers and letters and all that have been going on forever. Right? Like some people say like that's how we developed math. That's how like we, and I'm no expert. I can barely add. Okay.
Yeah.
Like let's be
Don't sell yourself
perfectly
short.
honest
You
here,
know?
right?
Okay.
I'm okay at
You're
it.
driving the Black Mamba.
This is true.
You're
I'm
good,
doing
dude.
all right. I'm doing all right. But so I guess there's like, I guess if you wanted to find some legitimacy inside of what you're talking about with numbers and math and everything else, what we do know is numbers are all around us, right? And there's there's numbers like
every day, all day.
and like you could take numbers and letters and put them together inside of like science and math, right? Am I
Gots
wrong
to.
there?
Gots
Right?
to.
Am I so like I guess you could kind of like point to that and say, hey, look, this is something that we do all the time, right? And this is something
just
that
some people don't
that
know
people
about.
have proven, right, to be the science that we use, the math that we use,
The math is sound.
angles, geometry, right? Like all of that stuff.
Math
comes
is
together.
perfect.
Right. This is okay. So right. So you could kind of fall into that realm, I guess, right? Where you're saying, hey, the numbers don't lie, right?
Right.
Like this is it. This is what they are.
That's
There's
where
some-
I'm at with it.
Right. And there's some basic stuff. So now I'm kind of understanding that.
I'm just
like,
pointing out what the facts are.
Right, and
I
you're
gave you the
finding
cipher. Do the shit yourself.
You're not
you know?
because you're not necessarily. I guess this goes back to the question earlier. You're not looking for these numbers.
I'm just looking
them.
to see if there's anything.
You're finding them inside the cipher. So
Right.
you're not saying, oh, watch how I can make this equal that. You're going through the cipher, and the cipher is the basic math, and then
There's
you're
either
finding
something
it
there or
inside the
there
cipher.
isn't.
Right. Okay. Now I'm starting to get it a little bit. Does that kind of? I feel like that's kind of what you were asking a little bit, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to like set certain like parameters, kind of like define certain things, because like I won't lie, like I'm not knowledgeable on gematria really. Like I've heard
Most people are
I've
not.
heard you talk
Yeah.
about it a lot.
Everybody
I've-
knows Nobody
Yeah.
knows what the fuck I'm talking about. But
I've
today
looked-
it's all gonna change.
I've looked at a few things, but I'm just kind of like I'm just kind of again just what you stated is like kind of like the basic
Yeah.
person that doesn't know of just why and how.
How about we keep moving forward?
Yeah.
And we'll see if things like the why. Okay, let's keep moving forward, and we'll see if there's we'll see what happens.
I'm finally figuring some of this out, dude. Because like I said, I've been confused about this for years. I mean, I'm sure I'll still be confused by the end of this episode, but I'm understanding way more now.
Let's keep going, Mr. Producer, Mr. Chosen One. Can you please go back to that gematria cipher?
Which one?
The whatever one you have, and then can you delete that and now type Kobe Bryant?
Here we go.
We're gonna get into it now.
Dude, man. What's going to pop
Okay,
up?
so that first number in the alphabetic cipher, you see how it equals 113?
Okay, yeah, one of the ciphers is 113.
Here
Kobe
we go.
Bryant equals 113. in one
Kobe
of the
Bryant
ciphers.
equals 113.
Okay.
Now, I think I've established that, you've looked up the shit on your own. You Googled the shit, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
moving forward, let's just, again, fact check me.
People can
But
look
I'm
it up
just gonna
later.
tell
Yeah,
you
who cares,
these words
right.
equal
I'm
this
getting
now,
it,
all right?
yeah.
Kobe Bryant equals 113. Here's some other interesting things. Professional basketball player equals 113. The National Basketball Association equals 113. He emulated his game, and this angered me for years after Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan equals 113. Here's something interesting.
Come on.
His last name, Bryant, equals 26. Jordan equals 26. When Kobe Bryant passed Michael Jordan in all-time NBA scoring, he did it by scoring 26 points, and that game was on December 14th, 113 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday. He turned 36 years old, by the way, 666. So anyways,
This is bizarre, man.
remember when Kobe got arrested for rape?
Yes.
Supposed to say the R word. Yeah, that was in Eagle, Colorado. Eagle, Colorado equals 113. Then, when he retired from basketball, he wrote a famous poem called Dear Basketball equals 113. In his last game ever, he played the Utah Jazz. And if you recall, Michael Jordan's last championship was against the Utah Jazz.
Correct.
Utah Jazz is the only NBA team that equals 113. All right? And on top of that, go back to high school. Kobe. Kobe equals 33. Michael equals 33. So their first and last names equal the same shit. Their full names equal the same shit. Kobe equals 33. He wore 33 in high school. Michael equals 33. He won 6 championships with Scottie Pippen, who wore 33, right? But if you go to when Kobe was in high school, he attended an Adidas basketball camp, and he was player 143 equals 113, all right? And if you're still on the fence, which good, I'm glad, just know that Kobe Bryant was drafted in the first round with the 13th pick, 113, Google it, and he made his NBA debut on November 3rd, 11-3 or 113.
Weird. All right, so I have a question then. We just went
So
through
his
a bunch
name
of
equals a
numbers.
lot of shit that connects to him.
Okay, but
Talk to me.
wow, number one. Okay, so then I have to ask this question: I understand the 113 number came up a lot. What's the significance of 113? Is there a significance of that number, or is that a number that keeps coming up? Like, what's the deal with that number coming up constantly? Or in your opinion, maybe you don't know, but like I'm curious.
Well, there is talk about 113 being the number of deception.
Okay.
I don't have that particular note in front of me.
Okay.
But next time we do, the next one, I'll tell you there's a bunch of stuff like, I don't remember, like mainstream equals 113. I don't know if lies or something, but there's a bunch of shit that, like deception, all these words that equal 113.
Okay.
And I believe it's the Talmud that has section 1, paragraph 13 that says you can deceive this people or whatever without getting into it.
Right.
So, again, I don't know.
Okay.
But I know this number pops up all throughout his life.
Constantly. All right. So then my next question is, if these numbers are popping up and you're seeing these numbers, is there something inside of Gematria, right? Or numerology or whatever you want to call it, that is like for a reason? So, like, why is it that these numbers correlate? Why is it? And I'm not saying you know everything, but I mean, is there like a basic idea of why numbers come together, or like
Why are these numbers doing this?
Yeah, like why a specific number hits somebody so many times, or why you're finding, like I just said, you're finding this 113, right? Okay, great. Now the next question, and you can't answer everything, and I understand that, but
I do my
you're
best.
going to ask why, right? You're going to ask why, but then is there a reason, like people are related to certain numbers? Does that kind of make sense? You know what I mean? Like, is there? Because it's all like a grand scheme, right? It's all a plan, like.
So if you ask Zachary Hubbard, he will tell you, because who's doing this? What's behind this?
Right, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Right.
Yeah, like who's behind this? Like what's behind this? Why?
What is
What's
the
the
purpose of
theory?
this?
What's the whole purpose? Right, because we could find numbers anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we there's numbers on our clothing. Like there's the periodic table,
Sure.
right? Am I right?
Yeah. The
So
formula for pi, like
and what's in there? Numbers and letters, right? So
All
like
over the
I
place.
get all that, right? So my point is like, yeah, why? Like where does a lot of this come from? Who is it that's doing this? You mentioned earlier the Mason at the bar. What was it?
Manly P Hall.
Manly P Hall.
Yeah.
This guy. So that's kind of what I'm
He was
getting at,
pointing
right?
out the knowledge. So, but basically, if you ask Zachary Hubbard, he will tell you that the Jesuits are behind this.
All right, who are they?
The Jesuits are the Catholic arm. They are, established. And actually, it's going to be my next thing to get to
Okay,
after
because
this.
I've heard you talk about that before too, and I never really understood who they were. Like,
Because I literally
Trying
want
to
to
get a better
address, why he thinks they're behind it. And God damn it, if their numbers aren't connected to a lot of shit. Okay?
Right.
So he thinks it's the Jesuits, and I don't fault him for that, and I agree with him on a lot of it. But when the gematria is endless all day long, every day, for literally everything that's happening, it seems a bit much for regular man to be doing this.
right.
I have found, belief in God.
Right.
That is a supernatural thing.
Okay.
So I think there's a supernatural element to this. Now, there is hidden knowledge from us. Are the Jesuits able to pull some reality strings that we don't know about? Maybe. I don't know.
Is it like
Maybe
the
they
key
are.
to the universe type deal? Like,
I know there's a bunch of hidden shit in the basement of the Vatican, but
man,
we're not going to go there. And
that's
the
a whole
Jesuits
other-
are
that's a whole other episode
Catholic,
right there.
part of the Catholic arm. Now, I'm not saying the Catholic
Interesting.
people are responsible for Gematria. Catholic people are good people, but we've talked about it before. Evil has infiltrated everything, okay? And the good people do the good work, and I love that. It's great. So, yeah, we'll get to the Jesuits next.
Evil is all around us, people.
But let me do this real quick. If you recall,
Scares me.
is that cipher still up with Kobe Bryant?
Should be.
So the next one there, you see it says 41.
Yeah.
So Kobe Bryant equals 41. I believe that's the Pythagorean cipher. Here's some more interesting shit.
Dude, this is crazy.
You
Like,
ready?
this is some weird stuff.
So Kobe Bryant equals 41. He would die at age 41. His initials KB equal 41. He spent his entire career in LA equals 41. The last game he ever played against the Utah Jazz, he scored 60 points while the rest of the team scored 41.
Come on.
In that same game, the last shot he ever takes is off a pick and roll. So not even the guy guarding him contests the shot, right? It's a pick and roll. The center comes out. I think his name was Trey Lyles. The last shot he ever takes, the guy that contests him is wearing a 41 jersey. I shouldn't do that. But anyways, well, that's going on the thumbnail for sure.
Whoopsies.
The last guy, or the last shot he ever takes and makes, the guy guarding him is wearing a 41 jersey. And that same game, his last ever game, he walks off the court for the last time ever with 4.1 seconds on the clock. YouTube it. Okay? So then, let's go to the crash. The pilot, his name was Ara Zobayan. Hope I'm saying that right. Arazobayan. Ara Zobayan equals 41. Initially, when the crash happened, they reported on the flight takeoff time, which was 9:06 a.m.,
Okay.
but they didn't report the crash time, as I was following this in real time. They initially reported the time that the first emergency call was placed, which was 9:47. 9:06 to 9:47. It's 41 minutes. This number's all over the place. And by the way, just so we know, 9:06, Satanism equals 96 in Gematria,
Okay.
and the devil equals 41.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going there with it.
So
So there's some evil shit going on.
Right. Okay. So then let's go to that really quick. Is that cool? Can I?
Yeah.
Just all right. So again, these numbers are popping up. We're seeing them. There's no doubt that there's consistency on numbers here. They're coming up. You're seeing them everywhere. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said it was creepy.
Wait till we get to Matthew Perry.
Oh, that's what I want to talk about so bad.
We're getting there.
All right. So where do you think these connections go? Like, do you think like this is part of like predictive programming? Do you think this is part of like we live in a scripted world? Like this
Well-
is like there's because like you always hear the saying God has a plan for you,
Sure.
right? God has
Yeah.
a plan for you. There's a plan for you. You know, you're here for a purpose, whatever case may be, right? And listen, I'm not talking like don't get too involved with the religious here, right? Just
Yeah.
I'm just giving things that people say, right? Some people say your destiny is already played out, like things like that. So do you think that that kind of goes with this, or do you like why do you think these numbers
So
are so connected? You know,
two things. A, for a while now, I've been having the feeling, especially starting with this event, the JFK to Lincoln connections, that we're living in some kind of scripted reality.
right? And I know you say that all the time. That's like your thing. Like we always talk about that. Like you
Like, this is
elaborate on that a little bit. Elaborate on that a little bit.
In my opinion, this is Doug talking.
I get it. I get it.
This was qualified as a helicopter accident.
Okay.
In my opinion, this was no accident. And when you look at his name, to his death age, to all these things, it was like it was predetermined.
Okay.
Or, and that's on the table for me, 100%. Or, and I also think these are blood sacrifices.
Okay. Now we're getting into something.
Yeah. The bad guys somehow have this knowledge of being able to, you know, or is it supernatural? But these numbers come together when people die, especially celebrities and we often, it's something we're always going to be talking about is this blood sacrifice stuff.
Right.
Kobe.
Which is satanic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot of confusion there as well.
All right.
And we'll get to that too, but that's why I just say
So
bad
do you
guys. I
think-
know they're not good, and I know they're the bad guys.
Do you think that, because we're going to get into the Matthew Perry stuff in a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you
after
think
the Jesuit shit?
Do you think that he knew when he was
Kobe?
going to die? And the reason I'm asking that is because there were a few reports of NBA players who had conversations with him, whether it was they were teammates at the time or they were friends or whatever. You know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay. And he told them,
Yes.
I'm going to die young.
Yes.
And like he said, and they were saying like
They were saying that the
That
day
they
he
were-
fucking died.
right, and that they were like creeped out by it. You know,
Yeah.
they're like, man, I remember having conversations with him. He used to tell me, I'm gonna die young, and like
And like how that would be good.
there was
He
something.
was saying like that would be the way I would want to go.
Do you know
You got a family, my man.
do you know the context behind it? Because like obviously like a lot of people when they're like younger, like let's say you're like teenagers, your early 20s, you're just like
He was
like,
an
I want to
adult.
live fast.
He
you
was
know?
an
So he
adult
was-
teammate
yeah, he
of
was in
these
a-
NBA players.
right,
So he was
he was a teammate of this
not-
guy.
he was only 41 when he died.
Yeah, he
you
was
know?
a teammate with one of these individuals, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's several people who he said this to. Like he said this out loud to several people.
I personally know of one. So, but you could be
Okay.
right. I'm not saying, but
No,
I
no,
know it
could be-
happened for sure.
But I know
Somebody at
100%
least
for
said
sure
that.
at least one. No. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So they kind of said, just to give you some context, that they were talking about stuff, and they were kind of like just having casual conversation about like life and like kind of like we're doing right now, just talking, right?
Yeah.
And he brought up to this individual how he always felt like there was something in him that he felt like he was gonna die young, like he was not gonna, he was gonna die young, and how he was like totally okay with it. He was like, yeah, he's like, dude, it's it's like, hey man, it's no big deal. And the guy was saying, and again, this is a long time ago, so don't quote me directly on this, but the guy was saying like that he was creeped out by how comfortable he was with
Yeah.
the idea of dying young, and how he was kind of like, yo, dude, no big deal. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to do these great things. And, so that's another one where people are like, holy shit, like, did he know?
And that
Like,
begs
you
the
know?
question: did he know?
Yeah,
Now,
it's pretty.
let's put
it's-
it this way:
it's so nuts, man.
I don't know,
No, well,
but
nobody
I
knows.
wouldn't be surprised.
Right, nobody knows.
Let's
but
put it that way.
We're doing the math on stuff. We're looking at different
The numbers
things.
are weird.
And we're just having conversation, But it is crazy,
Absolutely.
man. Those numbers are insane.
So I'm gonna finish up with this 41 stuff. So the day he died, there was a lot going on that day. Okay, it was a Sunday, and they the day of the
definitely a
week
Sunday. I
set
remember
aside
that,
for
yeah.
sun worship. Okay, and Sunday equals 33. Son of God was crucified at 33 years old. Kobe equals 33.
Ooh, I didn't know that number.
Oh yeah, Kobe equals
Wow.
33. He was born a Leo, which is a sun sign. Leo equals 32, but check this out.
What about Easter Sunday?
Hold on.
That
Kobe
just popped in my
wore
head.
throughout his career the numbers 8 and 24, 10 years apart. He switched, right? So Leo equals 32. He was born a Leo, which is a sun sign. If you add 8 plus 24 is jersey numbers, it equals 32, just like Leo equals 32. Now here's the thing. You're adding jersey numbers now? Well, listen to this. When Kobe Bryant was in that Adidas basketball camp, you can Google this easily, he was player 143. That's how he got the number 8, because he added 1 plus 4 plus 3. So fucking Kobe Bryant's
Wait,
doing
he
it.
says that?
Yeah. It's on official record.
Come on.
That's why he's the number 8. Because he was
That's how he
33.
got to 8?
Yes. That's how he was 33 in high school. He was at this camp.
So he's
he
doing
was player
creepy math, too.
143. Yeah.
Oh, no, dude. That's...
So is it out of the realm now?
Oh, man.
If
that's
Kobe himself is
bizarre.
doing it? And then it begs the question, did he fucking know?
Oh, my God.
This is
Now,
all interesting.
It's so
I hope not,
creepy.
because his daughter would,
Well, no, all that stuff's
but
sad.
we're
That's-
just
yeah,
examining
exactly,
this,
Right.
and all these things are fucking true. All right?
That.
So, you got something?
Yeah, just one last question in regards to the Kobe thing. So it's like, so you're going off the name Kobe Bryant, but if that's not his full name, why is that kind of like what we're going off of?
Well, it's just one part of the riddle.
Okay.
Like, I wish we could get to the rest, because his full name is Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yeah.
And Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. And you may or may not know his career high in scoring was 81 points.
Yes.
And by the way, he did that on the 666th game of his career. 666. And by the way, while we're here, he had a fucking 666 workout. Did you guys know that?
What does that mean?
Google Kobe Bryant 666 workout, please. A lot of 666 going on with this guy now.
This is craziness. Absolute
Let's
insanity.
fucking go, dude. Let's go. So while you're looking at that, again, a lot of stuff going on that day. The Royal Rumble was going on. The Pro Bowl
Big
was
fan
going
of Royal
on.
Rumble.
I
Big
knew
fan
you
of
were.
Royal Rumble.
That was going on that day.
It's a great event.
All
Royal
right,
Rumble's
you
the
guys.
best.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. It's not for me, but I love that you guys love it. All right. So the Royal Rumble was going on. The Pro Bowl was going on. And most importantly to me, the Grammys were that day. And guess what? Grammys also equals 33. And on top of that, it was held at the Staples Center where Kobe played his whole fucking career. And that's what the day he would die. And on top of that, it was hosted by Alicia Keys equals 41. And here's what's really weird. Kobe Bryant's hometown, Philadelphia. Guess who was there that day? Just so happened to be Boyz II Men, Philadelphia's very own. A band that nobody gave a shit about at the time. No offense, Boyz II Men, if you're watching, but nobody cared about you then. And they were supposedly there to back up sing for some other singer just to be like, hey, we're Boyz II Men and we're here. Oh, but Kobe died. So then they got on stage in their like street clothes because they were like, oh, so sad, right? And they sang the song, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday.
Right, yeah.
With
Great-
Alicia Keys. And
great
by
song.
the way, when
Great
you
song.
write, that's a great song.
Tearjerker.
I like it. It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday equals 441. You got to give me that one.
So weird. So
You gotta give me that
weird.
one.
How are you finding
And
these?
I see that like double number shit going on. To me, it's like a power number.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, what are the odds that Boyz II Men, that was not relevant at all, was there?
You know, I wish you would stop saying that. Boyz II Men is very relevant.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't-
Stop bashing Boyz II Men so
Fair
hard.
enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
They got
We
some
all have our
jams, bro. A
own-
lot of great
We
memories to
all have
Boyz
our
II Men.
own opinions,
You know?
right? Real quick, you found the 666 Kobe Bryant workout yesterday?
Yeah, so apparently, named so because he trains for 6 days a week, 6 hours a day, and 6 months in a year.
Ain't that something?
That's bizarre.
Ain't that
dude.
something?
That's
Kobe
bizarre.
Bean Bryant equals 81. Scores
Oh
81
yeah,
points,
Bean.
his
Is
career
it Bean
high.
like a food like the
Yeah, because his dad.
BEAN?
Yes, because
Okay.
his dad was nicknamed Jelly Bean. He
This
played in the
is-
NBA as well.
Insanity.
Almost scripted, but I don't know. So, anyways, he had a
Wow.
666 workout. He scores his career high on the 666th game of his career, and the points he scores equals his fucking name. By the way, you know what the rest of the team scored that day? 41 points, and that game was on January 22nd, which is 122. Add what the Lakers scored. Kobe scored 81. The rest of the team scored 41. That's 122.
Come on, man.
That's 122 points that the fucking Lakers scored on January 22nd.
All right, so
on
let
the
me ask you this.
666th game.
Let
Come
me
on.
ask you this. How in God's name are you finding these things? Like what brings you to these numbers? And what I'm saying by that is like you just rattled off a shitload of numbers. And like I'm still following you, but
Yeah.
what makes you go like what do you look for in this? Like what is
Okay,
it that
so-
you're looking for, and what is it that you're saying? Like for instance, you're like, well, if you look at how many points they scored that day, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a number related thing, right? So I can kind of see that makes a little bit of sense.
This is
to
how
me.
they hide their shit.
Well,
And
no,
people
I
are
get-
onto them. But
and
no,
I
go ahead.
understand that, but I'm saying like, and I get that part too, right? So everything's hidden in the numbers, right? So then we
Yeah.
kind of touched on that a minute ago, but what is it that you look for? So obviously we know you're going to look for his name, Kobe
Mm-hmm.
Bryant. So you're gonna find math in there, right? Like that makes sense. I'm following that.
Look for his name.
But even to go so far as to like the city they were in,
Look for
there's
major
symbolism.
events. Major events in his life.
Okay.
And I'm doing the 666
Right.
as we speak.
Right.
Look for major events in his life. Look for his birth date, from this date to that date type of shit. Okay?
Right.
This is what you do.
That's how you do it. Okay, that's where I'm at. I'm wondering those questions. Like, what is it that brings you to these numbers? What is it that draws you into these things? Because I want to kind of, I don't want to say debunk, but I want to kind of like continue with the idea of
Question it.
right.
Question
And
everything.
questioning it, and also too, like, because the biggest thing for me is it's like the hardest part that for me to start grasping all this was you can find numbers in anything, dude. You can find whatever number you want. Right? You look hard enough, you'll find the numbers you want. You do the
So
right
they
math,
say.
you'll find the numbers you want. So that's kind of why I keep saying that, because
course.
just for the doubters and the people who don't listen, man.
Absolutely.
I still don't. I mean, dude, I love this. By the way, this is insane shit. But I
Wait till Matthew
still
Perry.
could never in a million years put any of these things together
So I'll
as
tell you this.
fast
I'll
as
tell
you
you
just did. You know.
A lot of this Kobe Bryant stuff is right here in this book, and it's only a few pages. That's why I'm doing this, because this is the shit that
So
got
he
me.
does literally Kobe Bryant in there, like he
Yeah,
says.
there's
Like,
a part in here.
so there's like a chapter or pages.
Yeah, so I
dedicated
saw
to
his
Kobe Bryant.
video,
Interesting.
and
okay.
that's why I was like, oh, shit. But then he wrote this some, I don't know how many months later, right?
Right.
So this came out. But through learning this knowledge,
Uh-huh.
I have now been able to do the shit myself.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
'cause you're
So
fast
now
with it,
I'm finding stuff that you can look at anything you want. Anything you want. See if the numbers are there or they're not. That's it. That's basically it.
Now, is there a basic thing with?
But there's also stuff with this Kobe Bryant thing that happened after that I have decoded.
right.
And we'll get to that because I want to wrap up the 41 thing quick.
And then,
Good
like,
question.
are there numbers that you? Are there like? All right. So numerology, which is a little different, similar ballpark, right?
Yeah.
Like-
I'm not so fluent in that, but
Right.
I understand,
They're
to me,
cousins, if you
numerology is
will,
like-
right.
someone's birth date. You add
Okay.
it together.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was about to
That
get to.
fits in for sure.
What's that about? Like,
It's
so
part of the ritual or the script.
so everyone has these numbers, and because our lives are numbers, right? It's
Yeah.
all math, right?
Yeah.
So do we all have like this idea of what we're about?
So
Kind of.
I
Does that
will
make
say-
sense or no? Am I being clear?
I will say that people do gematria in their own personal lives. Me personally, I will never do that because I don't want anything to taint anything that I fucking, I live free will. I don't want to see a number in my name and be like, oh, is that the date that I'm going to fucking, I don't
That-
want anything
okay,
to do
you
with
don't
it. But
want-
people
so-
do it. And this is why I lean away from the Jesuits, because do the Jesuits really care about some fucking asshole down the street? You know what I
That's
mean?
kind of what I'm saying.
That
right.
gets into the supernatural aspect if you ask me.
Okay, so
But
that's where I'm kind of going, because it's like
with
now,
the blood
like,
sacrifice shit, yeah, I think they're involved in
so
a way.
does this go with like tarot card readings and like is it like, I feel like there's
I
numerology
don't-
involved in there, or even
don't know.
what's
I
it
stay
called?
away from that stuff. I don't know.
What's it called? The like whatever your sign is, what's the word?
Astrology.
Astrology.
Yeah, it's definitely connected with astrology. Well, because
So it
you
is
can write
connected
out
to
any.
astrology. Okay.
Yeah, just like I said, he was born in Leo, sun sign,
Yes, you did mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
died on a Sunday.
right.
So
So,
it is part of it,
astrology
yeah.
is involved
Listen,
in this.
these
as
dark
well.
arts, fucking bad guys. Astrology is huge
So
for
you
them.
okay? So then, you just said something. You said dark arts.
Mhm.
Do you think that gematria is kind of a dark art? Are you convinced on that? Are you
So
not?
what
Are
I
you
think-
halfway? Like, what do you think
So
about
what
that?
I think is, if God created the world with letters and numbers, these bad guys are obviously using it for evil. So they're taking God's gift,
Got it.
turning it around,
Got it.
and killing people and traumatizing people in the process.
Mockery.
Yeah.
Which we talk about a lot.
Spitting
That'll
in the
come
face
up.
of God.
Got it. Okay.
That's
All
what I
right.
think.
Interesting. Interesting.
So let me finish off this, let me finish off this 41 thing, because there's still more shit here, and then we got to get to the Jesuits. But Shaquille O'Neal has a connection to Kobe Bryant, I would say. They only won 3 championships together. There's 3, the Holy Trinity again. And from Kobe's January 26th death to Shaquille O'Neal's March 6th birthday, 3-6, 666 again. From Kobe's death date to Shaquille's birth date, exactly 41 days. Come on. And on top of that, so this is where I took over, because as I called, the Lakers were going to win the finals that year,
You mentioned
right?
that earlier. Yeah. They said that's the
This
first
book
thought in your
came
mind.
out. This book came out before they went to the playoffs. So I'm watching this. I'm not really watching, but I'm watching and paying attention slightly. They win the first 3 series, the Lakers, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1.
Wow.
Okay. Now they're playing in the finals against the Heat. They're up on the Heat 3-1. And I'm like, here we go. So then I tell my friends, I'm like, They're going to fucking win. It's going to be 4-1 all the way through. And they fucking lose. And this is why I don't predict shit. God damn it, I say. God damn it.
You thought you had him on
and
that
then my
one.
friends were like,
You
we
thought
heard
you
all
had
this stuff and you don't know shit. I'm like,
Making
motherfucker.
fun of you, right?
But here's
Yeah.
what I didn't know. Are you ready for this?
Okay, go ahead.
So they lose to the Heat in the next game, making them drop to 3-2, 32. Leo equals 32, right? There we go. So then the Lakers win the next game, meaning they win the final series 4-2 in Gematria. LeBron James equals 42 on the fucking Lakers. But here's what's even better. Not only from LeBron's December 30th birthday to that game where they won the finals, which was October 11th, that was exactly 41 weeks from his birthday to that championship. But here's the thing. They won the finals that day on the second Sunday in October, and that is National Father-Daughter Day. Can you think of anything more fucked up than that? When Kobe died with his daughter?
That's terrible.
It's real. That's what happened.
Well, they also say, like, just to correlate that really quick,
Mm.
they say that when you do, and relax, everybody, before I even start going into this, all right?
This is Danny talking. by the
Yeah,
way.
chill out, all right? Chill out.
I don't know what you're going to say,
Yeah,
but it's
exactly
not me.
right. Let's make it real clear. Relax, okay? They say that when you, quote, air quotes, sell your soul to the devil,
Sure.
when you do that contract, you have to make a sacrifice. Right?
Ooh,
You know what
yeah,
I'm talking about? So, like,
Yeah.
they say that
Of course.
someone you love
It's the
will
blood
die. It's
sacrifice.
the blood sacrifice, right? So someone you love will die. Someone or something you cherish will go away or be destroyed. And then, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because people talk about it. It's not just me. How he died with his oldest daughter, I believe, right?
I believe, yeah.
And it was his oldest daughter, and they had to make that sacrifice, and there was a sacrifice that had to be made as part of that. I'm not saying that
I don't know. Yeah.
Kobe made a deal with the devil.
Look.
Relax,
In
but
this,
this is
it's
just what
okay
we're
to speculate
and this is all the stuff we're
because it's
talking
not
about.
outside the realm of possibility.
Right, and I'm not trying to attack the guy. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to talk bad on the dead. I'm not trying to do any of that stuff.
Of course.
We're just talking about numbers and different things and stuff like that. So
Yes.
that also just popped into my
Oh.
head, so I wanted to share that.
Listen to this. Last one on 41. Kobe Bryant's parents have publicly said that they have named him after Kobe, the Kobe beef from Kobe, Japan.
Correct. Yes, I've heard that.
Do you know when Kobe, Japan was established? Or
Come
Kobe?
on.
April 1st, 4-1.
Wow.
1889. But 4-1 indeed.
See, but now my mind's
That's it.
racked on
That's
this
it.
41. It's
All
like,
right.
why 41?
Wait, hold
Like,
on.
what's the significance?
The devil equals 41. My opinion.
Creepy.
Now, let's talk about Gianna, the poor girl. Okay? When you write out Gianna Bryant, her name equals 126. The fucking death date was January 26th.
Whoa.
Go back to the pilot. His initials were AZ. A like 1, Z like 26.
Whoa.
So the pilot has a connection to Kobe. And how are we looking at time?
Like an hour. Like an hour 30.
We got an hour 30 left. All right. Let me do this quick then. So not only does Gianna Bryant equals 26, the pilot's initials are A1Z26. On top of that, yeah, let's just get to the good stuff. She has she also has a connection to Japan, just like Kobe,
Right.
because her birthday was May 1st, like 5-1, Conspiracy 51. And on her last ever birthday, May 1st, 2019, Japan's Emperor Naruhito became the 126th Emperor of Japan.
Wow. He also happens
And-
to be my favorite emperor of Japan.
He's, I don't know.
I totally
That
made
could
that
be
up. But
bad or
anyway,
good.
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know who that guy.
But on
is,
top of
anyway.
it, remember when LeBron dropped him to 4th in NBA scoring? Another Japanese connection. The word for 4 in Japanese and the word for death is the same. It's shi, S-H-I. All right? So there's some weird shit going on there.
I mean, it's a lot of numbers, man.
Let's talk about the Jesuits real quick. Real quick, because we got to get to Matthew Perry.
I really want to talk about that because I feel like that's so creepy.
But the Jesuit shit is part of it.
They're all part of the game, and we have to
It's
explain who the
connected.
Jesuits are, though.
So on August 15th, 1534, Ignatius of Loyola, and 6 others, all students of the ministry of the University of Paris. They met in a crypt outside of Paris under the Church of St. Denis. This is the first ever Jesuit meeting, and that was on August 15th, 1534. Add that together like numerology. 8 plus 15 plus 15 plus 34 equals 72. Jesuit order equals 72. That's one of their names. Then they were officially established on September 27th, 1540, finally recognized by the Catholic Church. And here's some interesting stuff. The Jesuit order, when you write out in Gematria, the Jesuit order equals 201, founded by Ignatius of Loyola equals 201. They believe that 3 nails were used in the crucifixion, okay, to kill Christ. Holy Trinity much? And that belief is called Triclavianism equals 201. Then, because they were up to a lot of shady shit, they were involved in politics, trying to move stuff, make shit happen, all right? Pope Clement XIV ordered all the Jesuits to be eradicated. And then Catherine the Great, Russia's Catherine the Great, saved 201 of them. You can look that up. Right now, we have the first openly Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis.
Really?
Yes. His real name is Mario Jorge Bergoglio equals 201.
I didn't know that.
And he said he wanted to be more humble. And he's the first ever pope not to live in wherever the popes usually live. He lives in the papal apartments, okay? His name, Mario Jorge Bergoglio equals 201. He lives in a building called Domus Sancti Marte equals 201. And son of a bitch, it's a coincidence, he's in suite 201.
Now let me
All
ask
of
you
this
this:
you can look it up.
Is that a thing? Because I'm not Catholic, so I'm not really up on some of the
I'm
Pope
not Catholic
stuff.
either.
Is that, Mr. Producer? You would know. Is it a thing that he's Jesuits? Did I say that? Did I even say that right? It's that he is a Jesuit.
He's a Jesuit.
He's a Jesuit. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like controversial at all?
It's not necessarily.
I'm not hearing you come
It's
up.
not necessarily controversial in the sense of like being a Jesuit in Catholicism is controversial.
Wait, hold on. You lost me there. You're saying it is controversial
No.
to be a Jesuit?
No, it is not.
It is not. Okay.
Controversial. There are, because in the Catholic Church, you have the catechism, which is kind of what you're supposed to believe. How you go about that can vary depending on the rite you're in or kind of different things.
Okay.
For example, you have like the Benedictine order, which is kind of picture like the religious scholars. So it's kind of you have different ways of practicing your faith,
Right.
different orders, different missions
Right.
in that.
But like, let's say I kick open the door to a Catholic church, and I'm like, Jesuits in the house, what up? Am I gonna get booed? Am I gonna get booed out of there?
There's
Like,
a ton
what's
of
the
Jesuit
deal? Like,
schools. There's a ton of Jesuit schools, and it's all fucking cool. But this is the infiltration shit we're talking about.
okay,
the
because
bad guys taking
you
over.
were saying that they got rid of them. That one of the popes
They tried to.
One of the popes tried to get rid of them, right?
Well, this is kind of like where I'll get into it, where it's like certain groups, like more traditional Catholics, don't have the best opinion on the Jesuit order because they tend to be a little more liberal, and
Okay,
this is
so there's
more
a
like,
little controversy then, right? I mean, it's got to be a little. I'm not.
there's a little
Well,
There's some stigma.
there's a little stigma
For the sake of
with
time,
Alright.
let's push forward because
All
we
right.
got to get to Matthew.
Go ahead.
So, I said all those things connected to the Jesuits equals 201. Here's just some food for thought. Saturn worship equals 201. Sacrifice to Saturn equals 201. Just keep that in your mind, okay? Maybe he's just fucking gone crazy. All right, so here's another weird thing about the Jesuit Pope. The Jesuit logo, if you look at it, there's 3 letters, IHS. It stands for Iesus Hominum Salvator. In Gematria, that equals 266. This Jesuit Pope is the 266th Pope. This is all this shit up, okay? And then real quick, we were talking about the moon landing a couple episodes ago or whatever. They supposedly landed on the moon on July 20th. Dropped to 0, we got 72, like Jesuit order equals 72. And July 20th is the 201st day of the year. Just think about it. And on top of that, I want to talk about Metallica for one quick second, and then
Where
it's
the
Matthew Perry
hell
time.
did Metallica come from?
So one day I'm sitting there and I'm looking, bored, scrolling through shit, and I find out Metallica has a new album, right? I'm like, It's called 72 Seasons.
Okay.
Jesuit order equals 72. By the way, 72 seasons is 18 years. 6 plus 6 plus 6, 18. Then I find out the release date. It was released on the 14th of April, like 14-4, 144. Jesuit order equals 144. I'm like, these motherfuckers, what are the coincidences? The name of the album and the release date both correspond to Jesuit order. So then I'm like, oh, you know what? I remember. You know what? I know about Blood Sacrifice. And didn't the fucking bass player for Metallica die in the 80s? Son of a bitch. Let me look at that real quick. His name was Cliff Burton. Cliff Burton equals 54. Jesuit order equals 54. Cliff Burton died on September 27th, 1986. That date should be familiar. Maybe you don't remember. The Jesuit order was officially established on September 27th, the same fucking date, 1540. So I'm just saying.
But why through Metallica? What do you think? Is there a correlation
So
there?
that album that he died on,
Maybe
when
not
we
them
talk
directly,
about
but
when
why,
we talk
like-
about Blood Sacrifice and it leads to success, Metallica really wasn't shit until that tour. That was the Master of Puppets tour. It was actually Damage Inc. tour, but it was that album that blew them up to superstardom, and they never looked back.
Okay.
And he died in a shady ass bus accident.
All right, so we're
And
is
we're
it
ready
fair-
for Matthew Perry. I
is
just
it
need to
fair
know how
me-
much time.
Is it fair for me to say that inside of those, what you're talking about now, you're relating that to some type of like satanic sacrifice and some type of evil, well, we'll call it evil, that is given so that you can become famous. It's like selling your soul. It's like
I would say
a deal
yes.
with like kind of like deal with the devil type stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All right.
think
And
so.
I'm just asking because I want to put it together. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Absolutely.
hearing it and I want to make sure like the audience can kind of put that together. So that's really where you're going with that.
Oh, by the way, Jesuits, plural, equals 86. Cliff Burton died in 86. You could say he was 86th and 86.
Oh.
Anyways, let's get to what we've all been waiting for. Time, please. How am I looking?
126.
Left?
Left, like 120.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. Squeeze it in here. Let's
So
see.
Matthew Perry. We we all heard about his death. The star
Right.
of Friends.
Right.
Okay, and then he died
Right.
at 54 years old. Jesuit order equals 54. So that's a red flag right away for me. But maybe there's nothing there. So anyways, I started hearing about his Instagram being weird. All right? Because
Everyone's talking about
point, that. At a certain point, when you do Gematria for 4 years, certain stories you're just like, enough, you know? You need to take a break. You need
Yeah.
to clear your mind. That's why I watch fucking Jersey
There's
Shore.
a lot going on.
That's why I watch stupid shit
Love
to
Jersey
not
Shore.
think. It's great.
Love Jersey
Anyways,
Shore.
started hearing about the weird Instagram shit, right? And basically, on his Instagram, it started off with, he would do Matthew Perry things like, well, Matthew Perry, I'm over here, I'm over there. Months in between his posts. It wasn't a thing for him. This is on Instagram now, right? And then, to me, it started getting weird on October 15th of 2023. Now, a lot of people say it was the post after that, but no, I want to point to the post on October 15th, 2023. People, if you got Instagram, go ahead and take a look. I'm looking at it right now. Matthew Perry. There he is with his dad, right? And he is, here is me and my father, John, both holding a beverage. And in the background, there's a sign that reads, I forget what I forgot. In Gematria, that equals 93. Jesus Christ was crucified on the 93rd day of the year. But,
And to be clear, inside of that photo, that particular picture is very visible. Like, I'm not saying they wanted you to see it, but it's
they're
like
standing
they're
right.
standing like right next to it. So like, no,
Next to
and
it,
I'm
yeah.
just saying that for context. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, so
Yeah, it's
Just
not
to put-
like hidden or obscured. It's,
yeah,
like
you didn't
literally right
zoom-
next
You
to them.
didn't zoom in to find it. It wasn't in the corner somewhere. Like,
Can't
it
miss
was,
it.
It was it was very, very there. It
Can't
was very,
miss
very
it.
clear.
So his next post that got weird was on October 17th, and he had, I don't know if it's his bedroom, I don't know where he's at, but he has a room where he has on 3 different TVs, 3, Holy Trinity, the movie The Batman. Specifically, the last one with Robert Pattinson called The Batman. And then it zooms into the corner of the room where a bat signal appears on the ceiling. And from watching, from reading the comics and the movies, you know that when the bat signal goes up, it means someone needs help. Okay? So there's that one. Then the next one was on October 19th. So basically, this guy goes from posting months in between to now he's doing like every 2 days. The next one he puts, I don't know if this is like the ground or what is that? That's like.
I have no idea what that one is.
Anyways, on the somewhere there's a big red bat signal, specifically the one from the Batman. He says, "Sleep well, everybody. I've got the city tonight." Signed, I guess you could say, Matman.
So he's describing himself as Matman.
He's calling himself Matman, Mattman, Matman, like Batman. The next one on October 21st, 2 more days later, he's got another sign that says Batman plays pickleball. So all these just out of nowhere Batman references, okay? Then the next one gets very strange because a hand shows up on the screen and drops 3 cranberries.
This is the one everybody's talking about.
The cranberry shit.
Yes, everybody's talking about this.
Whoa, it's a thing. So then he says, "This is what I have had to eat today. I'm Matman." So he drops the 3 cranberries, right? The next one is a pumpkin with that same Batman signal, right? And now it says, "Do you know what I mean?" Question mark. Okay. Then the next one is just a little 2-second clip of the moon.
Right.
Okay, going over and over. And then this one says, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?" Question mark. I'm Matman. Starting to get a little creepy.
Now, was he a fan of Batman? Was he a big Batman guy?
Not that I've heard.
The questions, right? I mean,
Not that I've
gotta
heard.
ask that question.
Not
right?
that I've heard. And then the last one, his last ever post on October 23rd, 2 more days later, he's in a hot tub. I don't know if it's the hot tub, but he would be found dead in a hot tub 6 days later. Mm-hmm. And not only is he in the hot tub, but the moon is above him. He had a picture of the moon and all this Batman shit and the cranberry shit,
night,
right? But here's what's lost in all that. The first one with his dad. Now, I don't know if you guys ever watched the old stupid Adam West show. It was fun, the Batman.
Oh, Batman. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I watched that.
Did you know there's an episode in that?
Yeah.
Where they tell Adam, or Bruce Wayne, I guess, that his dad was in Skull and Bones?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Dude.
So here's all these, and we'll get to it. So here's all these weird Instagram shit. And by the way, you can go on these posts and look at the comments. His death, or his last ever post, has 318,000 comments.
Well, no,
and it's all people going like, "What?" trying to figure this out.
Talking about this stuff. Yeah, that's why I was like excited to get into it. You know?
So, in my opinion, there's tools of learning truth and figuring this stuff out: discernment, intuition, common sense, right? But one of the greatest tools is what we're talking about today, and it's called Gematria. So, using Gematria, we know that Instagram equals 102. He would die 10 weeks after his August 19th birthday. 10 weeks equals 102. He would die at 54 years of age. 54 years of age equals 102. He was on one of the biggest shows ever, Friends, right? It appeared on the right out 22nd of September equals 102. Someone put down 3 cranberries equals 102. And then this gets into, because he would drown, right? The lead singer of the band, the Cranberries, would also drown years before in 2018, right? But did you know that when they, I guess, harvest cranberries, they put it in 18 inches of water? It's called wet harvesting. So there's a lot of drowning
a little bit
and
of
water going on,
stuff in the water,
signaling the Cranberries. The lead singer of the Cranberries, right? Her name was Dolores O'Riordan. I hope I'm saying it right. But she would die on the 15th of January equals 102.
Now, don't they say that sacrifices, like when they're talking about, satanic and demonic sacrifices and stuff like that, it has to be in water or something? Is there something to that?
Well,
do you know what I'm talking about or no?
I know that several people have drowned. Several celebrities have. I think it's one of the tools they use. It's not the ultimate.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
Because there's a
Jim
correlation
Morrison,
there too, right?
The girl from Glee, Whitney Houston's daughter. We'll get into that.
And they all died.
Not today, but
they all died in water, right? Or at least that's where they found them. Whatever the case may be. Whatever.
Besides the Naya Rivera from Glee, But she drowned in a lake. By the way, her name was Rivera, like river, water.
Okay, right.
All the rest were in bathtubs. Interesting, right? Yeah, but here's the thing. All those 102s, right? I know from looking into 9/11 that those attacks lasted 102 minutes. And I also know that magic equals 102. And that sounds like a stretch, except for when you realize, why was he calling himself Matman? Matman equals 19. That number's connected to that event. And also, the villain in the Batman was Riddler. Riddler equals 119. Take it for what you will. Believe me or don't. It's fine. Well, we'll keep moving on. His birthday was August 19th, 1969. Add that together. 8 plus 19 plus 19 plus 69. It equals 115. The singer from the Cranberries died on January 15th, 115. Then on top of that, her death date, January 15th, 2018. Add that together. 1 plus 15 plus 20 plus 18 equals 54. So his death age.
So
and Jesuit order equals 54.
He was going to die? And I mean, you don't know. I'm not saying you know everything. Dude.
So
You're looking at a magic ball here. I get that. I know I'm kind of coming at you with
me
some
all
stuff,
the questions.
but like,
I'll give you the best answers I can.
Do you think that? So all right, all these numbers are coming up. Everything's where it is, right?
Yeah.
And listen, man, we're talking about this because everyone's talking about this. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why we're having this conversation. That's why we're doing this whole episode. It just fits.
A lot
right?
of people are talking about this, but they don't know about this.
And that's
why
that's where I'm getting at, right?
Yep.
So do you? Because it seems to me, and a lot of people are saying that he knew he was going to die.
So I've been looking. I've been doing Gematria for about 4 years. From it's December. I started in January of 2020, and this is the first time that I personally have come across this.
What do you mean?
With the weird Instagram post to where it did seem like he knew he was going to die.
Okay.
Either A, he knew he was going to die, and if we keep our minds open, or B, somebody took over that fucking Instagram and was putting those posts up.
Okay.
Either way, somebody,
Well, if that
him
is
or
the
someone
case-
else, knew he was going to die, in my opinion.
Right. So if that is the case, though,
And it was all a riddle. Like
Yeah.
the Riddler.
right? But why? Like
Mockery.
And again, I know
mockery.
you can't answer that. So okay. So you think maybe there's some mockery involved?
Sure. There's a
And
ton
then-
of mockery
and
in
the
a
only
lot of
reason
this shit.
The reason I bring this up too is just to backtrack because we've been talking about a lot of stuff today. We're throwing a lot of numbers out there. Like my brain's fried at this point. Like it's a lot
Home
of
audience,
numbers.
if you got to rewind it and
Yeah,
watch
exactly,
again,
right.
rewind
You
and
might have
watch
to go
again.
back.
This is there for you.
But I was talking about how Kobe Bryant was saying that he knew he was going to die young.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
this is kind of, to me, this comes together, right? We have to put those things together. It's like
in
a
all this
lot
stuff,
of people are talking about it.
in all the stuff I looked at with Kobe, I didn't encounter anything like this.
Right.
So I know he was saying that stuff
This
we
is
were
very
talking
open
about.
and kind of blatant.
This is
It's like
kind
right
of
in your face.
and
Yeah.
and I started getting a very creepy, evil feel while I was looking at this stuff. And where we're at right now, it's just going to get creepier.
Can I throw a wrench in this? And I just thought of it right now.
Sure, yeah, sure.
Did you hear about the Doja Cat thing? So Doja Cat is this like pop performer. Dude, I'm going to show this to you. This is going to mess you
I know
up.
we talked about her like episode 2 or
right.
something. I didn't know
Yeah.
what that was.
So
And
she's
a demonic
she's-
rapper.
I don't even know if it's that, but she does some music. She's got some good
She has a
songs,
rap
whatever,
song called
right?
Demon.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at.
She
The
also has a
demon
song
thing.
called "The Bitch I'm a Cow."
You're muted.
You're mute again.
She also has a song called "Bitch I'm a Cow."
Right. So she
I actually like that one. Though.
did this for that
Just
demon
kidding.
thing. She did an album cover. I'm going to show it to you really quick. Look at
Okay.
this.
Whoa!
So did you know about this or no?
No.
All right. So what I'm showing him right now, and maybe I don't know if you knew, Mr. Producer, but I kept this one. I
Good
kept this one
one.
in my pocket, buddy. So,
You fucking got me right now.
so she has a cover for that song "Demons." Or I don't know if it was a song or if it was an album cover. I don't know what it
Google
is. All right.
Doja Cat Demons. Right?
So yeah. So it comes up and it says, like what I'm looking at anyway, it says Doja Cat gives a playful nod to Friends opening credits, right? So it's her on the couch. She's in all black. She looks like a kind of like a demon, right? Or like a cat. I don't
As
know, whatever
she
you want
does
to call
usually.
it. Right. Yeah, she does usually. Yeah. Well, dude, the more I'm learning about her, she's creepy. But anyway,
I don't want nothing to do with it.
dude, she's
Yeah.
she creeps me out a little bit.
Me as well.
So, and then so it says Friends, right? And I'm hoping that we could do like maybe do some like live Gematria stuff right now. Okay, this is
Yeah.
why I was kind of holding this in my pocket. All right,
I got
it's
some
not-
good shit to get to,
I'm
but
not
I love
attacking.
this.
I'm not attacking you, buddy. I'm just curious if maybe we can find some of this stuff out. Right.
Yeah.
So it says demons. Demons is spelled DEMONS, right?
Yep.
But then there's dots in between, just like the friends thing. Yeah, you're looking at it right now. So I saw this somewhere else. I saw some of this online because, like I said, I've been looking at some of this stuff, and dude, this is big. Like people are talking about it.
I didn't know this one.
So what they said was what the difference was between the friends one is like there's colors, there's little dots in between, and there's no dot in between the D and the E there. So they were bringing that up, but look at what she did here, and then they're talking about how she did this, I think, right before he died or close to around where he died. I think I could be wrong there. Maybe that part's off. But I just wanted to drop this on you. I just wanted to drop this on you because I wasn't sure if you had seen it or not.
So two things. Number one, I would like to know when that video Demons or whatever that song is came out.
Okay.
I would like to know that, but not right now. But when you write out Doja Cat like I just did right now, it equals 54, how old Matthew Perry was when he died.
Okay, here we go.
And on top of that, the Friends theme was them fucking around in a shallow water fountain.
Okay, see, so this is what people were talking about.
He would go and drown.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad you fucking brought that up. That's
How
good
crazy
shit.
is that?
It's creepy as hell, dude.
Right? And I knew you would. And you know what? It was something that we had talked about before, and I told you, I'm like, man, I wanted to bring something up, and I totally forgot about it. As we were talking,
Yeah,
it popped
this is the thing?
This is what I was talking about.
That was great. So look.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish, but I wanted to throw that out there because it's like such a wild thing.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Doja Cat equals 54. The girl from the Cranberries died on 115 equals 54. Matthew Perry, 54 when he died. Jesuit order equals 54. The Batman references. When you write out Bruce Wayne, it equals 54. Here's the other thing. That shit with the moon, there was a full moon the day he died, specifically called the Hunter's Moon. Write out Hunter's Moon equals 54. Okay? The fact that they were, his official cause of death is drowning. Drowning equals 112. Write out Cranberries equals 112. Satanic sacrifice equals 112. Fucking demon. Then on top of that, the Jesuits operate in 112 nations. Okay? So we talked about the wet harvesting for cranberries. Wet harvesting equals 72. That thingy stupid sign that said Batman plays pickleball equals 172. He was pronounced dead at 4:17 p.m. Write that out. It equals 72. Jesuit order equals 72. This is why we had to do the Jesuit shit before we got to this. That caption under the Batman plays pickleball that he wrote was a WTF. WTF equals 32. And here's the thing. The Jesuit logo is a sun with exactly 32 rays. The sun, like Kobe Bryant died on Sunday, the sun sign, add his two jerseys together, 32. On top of that, I'm Matt Man equals 32. And he signed a bunch of shit on his Instagram like that. All right. So we also have the Batman's U.S. release. The Batman was on March 4th, which is the date leaving 302 days in the year. Drop to zero, it's 32. The Friends premiere was September 22nd, 1994. Add that together. 9 plus 22 plus 19 plus 94 equals 144. Write that date out. 9/22 equals 144. Jesuit order equals 144. Throw that one off. The last episode ever of Friends was May 6th, like 5/6. His last Instagram post was October 23rd, 2023. You can add that together. 10 plus 23 plus 23 equals 56. Society of Jesus equals 56, the other name for the Jesuits. His death date, write out October 28th equals 91. The Society of Jesus equals 91. From his August 19th birthday to his October 28th death date is a span of 2 months and 10 days. Drop to zero, 21. Actor equals 21. Jesuit equals 21. By the way, Saturn equals 21. He would die on a Saturday, the day they used to worship Saturn. His pronounced dead at 4:17. 4 plus 17 is 21. His last Instagram, October 23rd is his last Instagram post. October 23rd leaves 69 days in the year. The Hunter's Moon equals 69. The Jesuit Order equals 69. Saturn equals 69. Now it's going to start getting even creepier.
All right, quick question.
Go for it.
I just looked this up while you were going through all the 69s.
Nothing sexual.
Right. So this, I was looking at her Doja Cat thing, Demons thing. And again, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm just wondering. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I am putting you on the spot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, let's see if we can find some correlations here, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So I went on Wikipedia, and it says Demons is a song by American rapper and singer Doja Cat from her, and here's where, like, you could do your math, right? You know what I'm saying? Her fourth studio album.
For like death.
This is her fourth. See, this is what I'm saying, right? This is how shit gets weird. All right.
Let's go.
So it's her fourth studio album.
Yes.
And I guess it's called Scarlet. It came out and it was released on September 1st.
Scarlet with two T's?
SCARLET.
Oh, one T. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
It was released on September 1st, 2023.
September 1st, like 91. Like the Society of Jesus equals 91. Matthew Perry died on October 28th equals 91. September 1st. She's got the fucking Friends logo.
This is
the
what
Friends
this
thing
is
going
what
on.
I'm talking about.
We're doing this in real time.
This is what I mean,
Let's
right?
fucking
It's
go.
like I know you could do this so fast. Like I can't do it. But
By the way, Scarlet with one T equals 24. Satanism equals 24. That's her fucking thing, no?
this is crazy.
Let's
All right,
go.
So, I'm also gonna say just because it's on here, so I'm just gonna try to throw coincidences out there. We'll see. It
No
was
such thing.
It was released on September 1st, 2023 through Kemosabe, KEMOSABE, and RCA Records as the second promotional single from the album. So it was her second promotional single from the album. Listen, I don't know any, like, I guarantee there's some people who are lost out there. I'm just as lost. But
Kemosabe
I'm
spelled
understanding how the math is kind of working or what you look for, so that's why I'm putting these things out here.
Kemosabe, KEMOSABE, and RCA.
And RCA.
If you just write
Records.
Kemosabe RCA, it equals 93, the day Jesus Christ was crucified. It also equals 69, like the Jesuit Order equals 69. It also equals 204. Satanism equals 24. And by the way, this number 204 is going to come up later.
This is
in
crazy.
connection with this shit.
All right. This is unbelievable. Like I said, I know I'm putting you on the spot here. The song, and I'm just doing this off of Wikipedia because I just love how you could put this shit together.
Yeah.
The song is produced by American record producer. I don't even know what that means. So, DA got that dope. Okay, I know who that is. So D.A. got that dope. I know who that is. All right.
So DA got that dope.
Yeah. And he is dead, or she, whatever, whoever it is. I think. It's a he.
DA got that dope equals 55. I know Satan equals 55. And in connection with the Kobe Bryant thing and the devil, which equals 41.
Dude, I will tell you this.
Listen,
Picture's creepy.
Satan equals 55. Basketball is a 5-on-5 sport.
How creepy is that picture? You see her in
Yeah,
the
there's
corner, upside down.
Yeah,
there?
I do
That's
see
bizarre,
that.
right?
That's one of those things you look at where it's not right.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
We've talked
right.
about shit like
Yeah,
that.
there's something off there, right?
It's
All
off-putting.
right, so
Wait, by the way, you said that was came out on September 21st, 2023. Numerology added together 9 plus 21 plus 20 plus 23 equals 73. Knowing Gematria, I know that sacrifice equals 73. Ritual sacrifice equals 73. You put me on the spot. Let's
this
go.
is craziness. This is craziness. All right, so then, and I'm looking at this, and how about this? And I'm just finding stuff in here, right? The length. It says the length of the album.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm assuming that's how long the album was. Runtime.
Yep.
It looks like 3 hours and 15 minutes. Can you do anything with that? And I'm just, again, I am putting you on the spot, but I'm not trying to like stump you. I'm just,
Yeah, no.
I'm just
3
curious.
hours and 15 minutes
Stuff I'm seeing on here.
doesn't really come up to me unless you add 3 plus 15, and then there's 18 in that 666 code. But, some people could call that stretch.
Right. I don't know if this is her
That's the
real
most
name.
I
I don't know
see
if this is Doja Cat's real name.
Mm.
But it says lyricist on here, so DA got that dope. We went through that already.
By the way, it's 119 right now.
All right. Amala.
Okay. You want me to
Amala
put her name?
Zandil
Hold on. Amala, like
Dilamini. I don't know if that's her real name.
AMALA.
AMALA.
Uh-huh.
And then there's then I guess this is like her middle name, maybe Zandile.
Spell it, please.
Zandile. And then I'm assuming this is the last name, Dlamini, Dlamini.
Dlamini.
Right.
I see that it comes up 118. People get funny because there's a one of the ciphers, because you're like, well, you're using another cipher, you can't do that. Right. There's a cipher called Jewish Gematria, and in Jewish Gematria, 118 equals death. And I know in the JonBenet Ramsey case, her dad was given a $118,000 like Christmas bonus or some shit, and that was the ransom number that they wanted. The fucking so-called kidnappers was
creepy.
118,000. So
super creepy. And then inside of lyricist also, there's Christina Doman. Maybe that's her name. I don't know who these people are. Christina. I'm just looking at WikiLeaks right now. Wikipedia right now.
Christina, like a Christ.
Christina,
Yep.
and then Doman, Doman.
Christina Doman equals 230. Drop the 0. 23 is 666 code. We talk about that.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
This
there's
is
just
bizarre.
darkness surrounding this Doja person.
Oh yeah, she creeps me out. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like the more I'm learning, because like I've heard a few of her songs, super catchy, interesting voice.
That's how
like,
they get you.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, dude, man, it's so nuts. The more I learn about this stuff, the crazier things get. But she is, I mean, she's pretty openly demonic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's what
not,
are we?
Not
like,
a
we
lot
can't
of not a lot
dude,
of wiggle
that's the picture
room
I was
there.
talking about, Mr.
Not a
Producer.
lot of wiggle
you know,
room.
that's a creepy.
A
creepy
person's
photo,
upside
you know?
down.
And she's in all black, and she's, and I get it. Oh, she's
Yeah,
a
the
cat.
inverted,
She's a
like-
cat. I get it. Oh, what does it say on the bottom there? Demons again?
Yeah, demons.
Right. Okay. So
Oh, and real quick, just something I noticed about the architecture. The way the roof looks, like the way those beams are set up, that's
Yeah.
how a lot of churches kind of have roofs.
And there's your mockery. There's your, there's a ton of that shit. So how are we looking
interesting
on time?
stuff. I had to throw that. I'm sorry, dude.
I did my best.
I know. I listen. I know. I
did my
put you out there. I
best.
put you in the spot, but it popped back in my head, and I know how fast you are with this stuff. So I'm like, I know I could get through this really quick. So I'm sorry.
Like I said, the 315. Some people could say that's a stretch, but this is nothing new. This is literally everything at all times.
When people are talking about this, so like I saw this somewhere. I can't remember where. I wish I could give a shout out. I just can't remember. But we're all things conspiracy. We're all things looking at that stuff. So I'm
That's what we
constantly
do.
looking at that.
Absolutely.
But it's crazy.
How are we looking?
We got maybe 30. It's going down faster than it should.
30 minutes left?
It's where it's going down faster. So
How far are we in
All right,
right now?
I don't even care about that. I just want to finish if I can.
Go ahead, fire it
so
through.
look,
Just push through.
So look, here's where it's going to start getting even creepier, and we started with all that demonic shit. Look, in Gematria, when you write out Matthew Perry, it equals 64. October 28th, his death date, is the date leaving 64 days in the year. The Lincoln, so funny enough, we mentioned the Lincoln Memorial. That's where they first premiered Batman, the Batman, okay, on the 1st of March. Write out 1st of March equals 64. Then the U.S. premiere was 4th of March equals 64. By the way, Luciferian equals 64, okay?
Okay, there's the correlation. All
On
right.
top of that, in the Batman show, I told you that his dad was a member of Skull and Bones. In Satanic Gematria, Skull and Bones equals 604. All right? Satanic Gematria, the cipher is real easy. You start with A is 36, B is because 36, 666. A is 36, all the way to Z is 61. And in that cipher, Skull and Bones equals 604. From the March 4th premiere of The Batman to his October 28th death is exactly 604 days. And by the way, the Hunter's Moon was the night that he died. What do hunters do? They kill. Kill equals 64. 64 all over this fucking thing, okay? Then, his final post, this is where it really gets weird for me. His final post was on October 23rd. And from October 23rd to October 28th is 6 days. Then I found out he was pronounced dead at 4:17. And when I was looking into the full moon shit, I found out that same day, the full moon was credited as starting at 4:23, 6 minutes later. Died 6 days from his Instagram post. Then his fucking death date, his death time to the full moon 6 minutes later. So
Is
in
there
my
full
head,
moon correlations to sacrifice
I'm
that you know of? Anyway,
off the top of my head, no, but it's an interesting thing, and I'm sure that there is.
I wonder. Yeah, I'm curious.
And by the way, so I saw the 6 from the days and the 6 from the minutes, and in my head, I'm like, 66. What are we doing, right? So now I'm looking for 66 because this was new. I'm like, son of a bitch, I just caught this. Let me see if there's any 666, right? Let me just see. So he died on, write out 1028 equals 66. The Hunter Moon equals 66. The singer from the Cranberries, Dolores, was born on September 6th equals 66. Her last words, you can Google this, on her mom's voicemail were, talk to you later, bye, equals 66. And from the March 1st premiere at the Lincoln Memorial Center to his death date is 606 days, dropped to 0 at 66. He died on a Saturday, the day dedicated to the worship of Saturn. Saturn worship equals 66. Okay.
Why the Saturn worship? Just out of curiosity, because that's the second time you've brought that up.
I've been bringing it up.
You brought it up a couple
times.
times.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So what's up with the Saturn worship? Really quick.
It's too much to get into right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to do a part 2 to this, of course.
I'm just curious.
But Saturn, Satan, there's stuff going on.
That's
here.
what I thought, right?
The rings of Saturn. You got rings all around us.
Okay.
You got Saturn symbology and all kinds of shit, like the
Right.
Nike swoosh, the Newport
Saturn.
stupid fucking thing.
Okay.
There was a car Saturn, the black cube of Saturn. There's all kinds of stuff. So, but it's a topic for another time.
Symbolism, a lot of symbolism.
Yes.
Out there. That's
so then
really
I'm
big
like,
too.
you know what? Let me just write out 66. And son of a bitch, when you write out 66, it equals 41. Matthew Perry's mom's name, his full name is Matthew Langford Perry. Langford is his mom's maiden name. Langford equals 41. The Friends finale was on May 6th. 5-6 equals 41. Dolores O'Riordan's birthday was on September 6th. Write out 9-6 equals 41. Skull and Bones equals 41, which made me think of his dad, Matthew Perry's dad, because Batman's dad was in Skull and Bones, right? Matthew Perry's dad was born in 1941, okay? And from Dolores O'Riordan's death, the lead singer of the Cranberries, to Matthew Perry's death is exactly 41 weeks. Here we go again. We saw it with Kobe, right? The devil equals 41.
Okay.
A lot of dark shit here, right? So now I started looking at Matthew Perry's dad. The post with him and his dad, to me, that started it all, was on October 15th. Dropped to 0. We're at 115. That's the day the lead singer of the Cranberries died. 115. When you write out Matthew Perry's dad's name, John Perry equals 114. His birth date is January 14th, 114.
Oh, come on.
The
really?
show Friends equals 114.
Wow.
It premiered on 22nd of September equals 114.
Wow.
Matt Perry died 10 weeks after his birthday. 10 weeks equals 114. Sacrifice to Saturn equals 114. Okay? Which led me to now start looking at the grandfather.
Oh, my God.
I was going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, seriously.
And it was fucking creeping me out,
dive,
dude.
Deep dive. I have a
I'm
question.
nearing the end. Hold on.
Does he
Hold
have
on.
any relation? Did you find any relation to them and the Cranberries at all? Like family
Just
relations or like
So, dude.
friends or...
No, but I'm thinking there's got to be something there because I'm not finished.
This is what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm
He
curious
put the
about.
3 cranberries.
Right.
She would drown.
Right, yeah. Is there like a
dates are
family
connected. It's
connection?
weird, right?
Is there
So
a
listen to
friend
this.
connection?
So listen to this. I started looking at the grandfather, right? Because I noticed he died at 96 years old. The singer from the Cranberries was born on September 6th, 9-6. Remember what I said earlier? Satanism equals 96. And on top of that, Matthew Perry's birth date, add together. August 19th, 69. 8 plus 19 plus 69 equals 96. Dolores was born on the, write out, 6th of September equals 204. She died on the, write out, 15th of January equals 204. Her death date and her fucking birth date both equal 204. Then on top of that, Alton Perry, that's the grandfather, he would die on February 4th, 2-4. Satanism equals 96, his death age. Satanism equals 24, his death date. And then his death date, February 4th, is the 35th day of the year. Her death date January 15th leaves 305 days in the year. Satan equals 35. And lastly,
Wow.
Alton Perry equals 144 and 54. Jesuit order equals 144 and 54. Matthew Perry would die at 54 years old. Now, I'm not accusing of anyone of anything. I'm not alluding to anything. All I'm saying is these are the fucking facts that the numbers
Do you think some of
correlate
these people
to.
could be?
These are the numbers. You can
right,
look.
but-
You can do all this yourself.
Is it too far to think like maybe they're Jesuits? Like
This is what
that-
I'm thinking because
So like maybe like
Matthew
somehow
Perry's-
Matthew Perry and his family are Jesuits,
they came from money.
and
Okay.
they like that. That's why the number things.
Listen,
like that's where
They
go.
came from money. Anthony, or what's his name, Alton Perry, was some kind of civics leader, and then on top of that, his dad, fucking John Perry or whatever, he was an actor. He was in some shit. Matthew Perry went to school with Justin Trudeau, Fidel Castro's boy. Now,
Dun, dun, dun.
so you think it's just Matthew Perry, some goof from Friends, but then when you start looking into the family and you're seeing, and so when
I just think it's
this
interesting that
guy's
so many
fucking
people
names-
are talking about this.
What's that?
So many people are talking about this,
this Matthew Perry shit.
dude. A lot of people are talking.
I don't think anybody's ever talked about it like this.
Well, no, obviously,
But I
I'm
know
just
what you're saying.
like,
That's why I wanted to do this episode. Like
Yeah,
that this
it's
had
bizarre,
to be the one. And I'm not kidding you. There's going to be a part 2 to this because we have to cover the Anne Heche thing. And there's a bunch more Kobe Bryant shit. In fact, it's endless. but this gave me one of the creepiest feelings I've ever had. And yes, it fucking occurred to me or dawned on me that they somehow, some way are connected to this woman, the lead singer of the Cranberries.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Her
where-
fucking
like, there's-
numbers intertwine with this shit like I've never seen.
I wonder if there's
and it
some
would all have
correlation.
been lost had there not been that one post where he put 3 cranberries.
Right. Because there's also the theory that like all of like
Maybe
a
someone would
lot
have
of these
figured it out.
famous
But,
people, a lot of these famous people, and a lot of like very influential politicians, right,
sure.
are related.
What was that thing with the
Like they
the
say
girl
that-
did the thing with all the presidents are related?
Right.
Except one.
Right, they're all related, and that somehow there's bloodlines that are going on, and like there's different people who are related, and it's all like inside of a similar family and all that kind of stuff.
Comedian George Carlin said it best. It's a big club and you ain't in it.
That's right. That's right. It's a big club, and you ain't
That's
in
a
it.
fucking truth drop.
Man, I've been watching a lot of him lately. He was
He had a lot to say.
man.
You know who else had a lot
He
to
was
say?
talking some interesting stuff, man.
Yeah,
that
he was.
guy.
He
He was
was
talking
spitting
some
truth.
real interesting stuff.
And and I should look into his death. That's what I'm saying.
You should, yeah, that's a
Literally
good one.
any death, I just go and look just to see. And I find something. You know what's the one thing that I didn't find any numbers, nothing connected. I didn't see nothing at all. Do you know what the one incident was?
What?
When Nancy Kerrigan got whacked in her fucking leg
Okay.
because Tanya Harding
Right.
wanted to win the gold.
Right. Classic
There was
story.
no anything
Classic
connected
story.
with that. So I think Tanya Harding was like, you need to take that motherfucker out.
Yeah, but
And he
nobody
just went and
died.
whacked
Though.
her
Nobody
fucking leg.
died, right? I mean,
Yeah,
is
but it was a big story.
okay
Connected
all right.
with the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh, I wonder if
Yeah,
nothing.
creepy stuff,
So,
man.
but most of the time, there's something.
Dude, the way you put these numbers together so fast just blows my mind. I get so lost. It's like,
4 years. 4 years of doing it.
dude, I can't.
And it's like, and I'm not a numbers guy. It's not anything to do with that. It's just another skill to learn,
Yeah.
like anything else.
yeah, like I wonder how much Kobe stuff is out there with that number stuff that you're breaking down to. Like, there's got to be other people talking about the number game, and I mean, well, the number game's always talked about with Kobe for sure. Like that's always been something big with Kobe.
Well, and then on top of it, there's a National Kobe Bryant Day, and I don't know if it's in all of California, but definitely LA.
Okay.
Do you know there's National Kobe Bryant Day?
No, but I
Do
mean,
you know
makes
when it
sense.
is?
He's
August
beloved.
24th.
Really?
August 24th, because he wore 8 and
Well,
24.
he wore 8 and 24, so August 24th. Right.
But I'm
Well,
the
and
asshole
that's-
for putting the numbers together, but here
Well,
they are
but
putting
then-
the numbers together in your face.
Well, that's exactly what I was about to say. They're putting numbers together. It's something that everybody does. It's something that's common, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I think people get lost in the idea of like, well, everybody does that. Like, yeah, bro, I get it. I wear this number because it's my birthday. Duh. Like that's what we do. We put numbers together. So, and again, I'm just being devil's advocate here,
Yeah.
But I just thought I don't know, man. Some of that stuff is so bizarre, dude. So bizarre, so weird.
Yeah. So ultimately, it's like, are there just regular men doing this shit? Maybe, because I know there's hidden knowledge out there. I know that much. So do they have access, and are they doing some shit? But then again, it supposedly invades people's normal lives. I won't look at that because I don't want to. People ask me, I'm like, don't fucking ask me. I don't want to be responsible for you doing something stupid. You know,
Well, yeah.
I don't want anything to do with it. But I hear from people that say, I met my wife on this date, and I'm like, I don't see the Jesuits have anything to do with that. Unless they're doing some global shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but then it's...
I highly doubt
it.
it.
Yeah, but isn't that something that, like...
But this
everybody's involved in numbers. Everybody's involved in certain things. Everybody
the world was created with numbers, you know?
Okay.
So I think it's maybe, potentially, a mixture of both. Some bad guys doing some shit and arranging some shit, and then some supernatural shit going on. And the other thing about it, too, is some people are born into it. Like, as I'm looking at this Matthew Perry thing, to me, it seemed like he was born into this, okay?
Right.
But some people, like we talked about earlier, they want the fame. They're not from a bloodline. They sell their soul. They do the blood sacrifice. And to me,
Right.
they open themselves up to become one of these blood sacrifice rituals.
Right. And really quick, because we're going to shut it down, but that blood sacrifice and all this other stuff and everything that we talk about and stuff that comes up repeatedly, and the reason we repeat stuff is to just show how it keeps coming up, just like the numbers, right?
Absolutely.
Certain things keep coming up. So really quick, Taryn Manning did a show with Whitney Cummings. Whitney Cummings is a very famous comedian.
How are we looking?
Like,
Give or take what? 5 minutes less?
Like 15.
I need
okay.
I only need like 2 minutes on this because
Beautiful.
it's really not.
I just want to make sure you don't get cut off.
No. I won't get cut. It'll be fast. I promise.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Really quick, Taryn Manning was on Whitney Cummings' podcast. Okay,
Yes.
I guess Taryn. Now I don't know a lot about this, so I'm gonna give you the best information that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is stuff that I've seen, things that I look at. Because again, we're all things conspiracy here. We talk about all kinds of different
It's
stuff.
like this knowledge finds
But
us.
people, yes, exactly. But I think the thing is, once again, people are waking up. More and more people are hearing it. More and more people are seeing things. More and more people are putting things together.
Yes. Love it.
Just like you were able to put all those numbers together, people are putting common sense together, right?
Fuck yeah.
It's just working.
Yep.
So this girl, Taryn Manning, was on, I guess, Orange is the New Black. Is that the name? Black? What was it?
Orange is the new black.
Orange is the New Black. Okay, so she was on that show. Apparently, I've never seen that show.
I watched it with the wife.
Okay, people love it. It's very famous. I mean, like it's
It's all right.
Yeah,
we had
people
fun.
love it. So this girl's on this show, and apparently she's talking to Whitney Cummings, and she's talking about how she now, in full disclosure, she seems a little drugged out. I don't know.
I believe she had a pretty bad drug problem.
Did she? Okay,
I was
yeah.
trying to laugh
She
about that,
gives
but
me,
yeah.
she gives me a real drugged out vibe.
But
So
she was not only an actor, she was a rapper too. So she was in the music industry.
she's
and
definitely on drugs because if she's
it wouldn't surprise me.
yeah. All right. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Whatever. But
Mm.
I'm just saying because people are gonna be like, "Danny, come on, man, she's on drugs, duh." And I get all that, right? Fine. But she goes, "Yeah," and again, even in this interview, it seems like she's a little high.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Yeah, I never drank the golden juice."
Oh yeah, here we go. I
And
remember. Yep.
She's like, "I never drank the golden juice." And
Yep.
when he comes, like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Come on." She's like, "You're famous. You know what it is. You know the live forever stuff. The you'll be famous. You'll."
Yeah, no.
You know, you'll have all this stuff. She goes, "I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but I don't care anymore. Like, nothing matters." She's kind of like, she goes, "You know, the golden juice." She goes, "I don't know if that's what they call it. I don't know what it is. I didn't want it. I'm not going to drink it." So now, the correlations and how everything comes together, people are saying, what's she talking about? Adrenochrome.
Mm-hmm.
And describing what adrenochrome is, which we have done in the past. We'll do it again. It'll keep coming up. And the reason we bash stuff home is for all the doubters out there, which are important. We need you, honestly.
Yeah.
We need people to say, "I don't agree with that." That's important. These are things.
If you're being,
Skeptical.
genuine.
We keep telling everybody, be skeptical.
instead of being a sheep and like, blah, 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 I can't hear you. We don't need that.
Right.
Open your fucking mind, open your ears, listen, and think about it.
So if you're skeptical, that's great. And
Absolutely.
you're challenging people, that's great. We want that.
Yep.
But I'm going to give you some information on that skepticism, right? If you want to be skeptical with some stuff, I'm saying that's cool.
That's what we're here
But
for.
I'm going to give you I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to bring some stuff up, and I'm going to keep doing it continuously.
Yep.
So people are saying that what she was describing as the golden juice was adrenochrome, and she describes it, I believe, this isn't a direct quote, but she was saying that, the stuff that makes you famous forever, the stuff that makes you live forever. I turned it down. I said no. And when he comes, he's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't get it. She's like, I'm a loser comedian. I don't know about that stuff. I never got as high as you did,
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, it keeps you young and it does all this other stuff. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there really quick.
Yeah.
Something for people to look at. It's something, and again, I try to put up stuff that, like, I think is trending, you know what I mean? Or stuff that's big or people are talking about.
No, that's a good
which
one.
is why we talked about Matthew Perry today and whatnot. So just another example of some of the insanity that goes on in Hollywood.
Just a little,
music,
another little nugget just dropped right there.
Absolutely. Just
Talking about
stuff.
this mysterious golden juice that keeps you young, and when you know about the A word adrenochrome.
And she said I probably shouldn't even be talking about this.
Yeah.
So we'll see if she maybe, and I'm not hoping, but
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens with her. Like, I mean, if she dies of a drug overdose soon, that would be pretty,
Well, I guarantee you this. I'll look at the numbers.
there you go. Right. And then you can do the numbers on that. Right. When did she die or when did she, whatever. And I hope she has a long, beautiful, wonderful life. I don't know her personally. I don't wish bad things on anybody.
I hope and pray everyone finds
But yeah, I hope she's good.
not
but
evil.
if she's talking about stuff like that and then she comes up missing or dies, obviously they'll say, oh, well, she was a drug addict. But I think it's kind of funny, the timing, right? You got to look at that timing and look at what she's talking about and saying. So interesting stuff. But that's all I got. I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
All right, cool. Cool.
Cool.
Mr. Producer, anything you got left? No? How'd it go? Adrenochrome? I mean, Gematria?
It was good.
Thumbs
Or
down?
both.
No, it was good.
Had some shit in there?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So much stuff.
I like
Insane.
it.
I mean, I'm
Insane.
still. It's a big thing to grasp.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big thing to grasp.
No
So
doubt
my
about it.
brain's still like
We're all going to have to rewatch this ourselves because I don't even know what the hell I just said.
yeah, like Looney Tunes,
Yeah.
birds going.
You're like
around.
you were like Will
When you're
Ferrell.
throwing shit at me and I'm just like, I gotta look at
You were like Will Ferrell in what was the movie where they go back to college? Old School, and he does the debate, and he just starts rattling stuff off. Like he had all this knowledge. He's like, "What happened?
I literally
what happened?
went
I don't
to
know.
a-
I went dark. I don't know what happened."
I have no idea what you
You
asked
did great,
me
buddy.
or what
You
I
did
decoded,
great.
but
You did great.
well, guys, I hope I hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, we do our best to try and bring as much information as we can or entertain as much as possible and just talk about stuff that you're not going to hear, from watching fucking CNN. And we thank you and appreciate everybody watching the show and all the support and, tell your friends, spread the word because we're keeping this ship moving.
Subscribe and like. Subscribe.
Do all
And
this stuff.
like.
Do all this stuff. You know what to do.
It would be cool if your boy from the Number Games book gave a shout out if it got that far. That would be pretty interesting.
Do you know I comment on his page? Oh, yeah. By the way, he's got a YouTube channel called Gematria Effect News 25. Look it up.
There you go.
And I commented on there one time, and he actually commented back to me, and he said, wow. Because I dropped something that not that he missed. It's like when you do Gematria, you go your own avenues.
So he looks at the comments then, this guy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
Normally he
that's
doesn't say
kinda cool.
shit to anybody, by the way.
That's
And
pretty cool.
He gave me a wow. I
like
can talk
that.
about it in the next one because it
I
was
like
a
that.
pretty crazy story. We could talk all night. Sorry, guys.
Signing
Thank
off.
you for tuning in. Appreciate everything and be safe out there, everybody. Have a good one.
Later.